Hey, what's going on, guys? Happy Valentine's to everyone and to your special someone out there. Uh, Not expecting a whole lot of people to tune in today, but I figured, you know what? We have not done a special Saturday live stream in probably a few weeks. So I did not want to take another day off, but I wanted to jump on and do a live stream with you guys today. I'm not planning a very long live stream, maybe half hour and a half, something like that. And there is quite a bit going on in the collection universe. So there is a lot of stuff to talk about today. And you know what? Hey, mid February, it's baseball season, man. It's time for spring training, and I'm a baseball guy. And we got to talk baseball after all. So uh, that is obviously a topic of discussion for me as well. Uh, Maniac Riot Wrestling news, always up for MRW topics of discussion. Uh, Shoot, Zombie Sailors. I'm not in the news for ZST anymore, but dang, they have actually popped up and they're doing some things that right now. Hey, what's up, Bill?
Hey, how's it going?
Go on, man.
Let's get your. I had to boot up my computer here.
Are you good, bud?
There we
Yeah,
go.
man, I'm not expecting a whole lot of people to tune in today, but I figured, you know what, just jump on for a little while today, whether it's 30 minutes, 45 minutes, hour, whatever, how much amount of time. But
Mhm.
I was just kind of doing a little introduction just before you tuned in, and just kind of let people know what's kind of going on, what to expect for today's live stream. So,
Okay. Yeah.
so I guess recently they had some kind of toy fair, and
Mm.
got companies like Zombie Sailors, Big Rubber Guys. I kind of feel like those two in particular companies, they always seem to be like this.
Yeah. They do.
Especially Matt Cardona. He always puts Zombie Sailors on this pedestal. You know,
I love them.
yeah, he doesn't even consider like Zombie Sailors to be retro figures. He's stated many times, he puts them above all of the other companies, and I'm like, dude, no. Uh,
I love
even when
them.
even back in the day when I used to be a Zombie Sailor fan, uh, I wouldn't even put them in like the top five of Hasbro style figures.
Mm-hmm.
Obviously, when it comes to retro figures, I say, obviously everything falls below Hasbro. Hasbro obviously is the quintessential action figure line, and
Mm-hmm.
everything else is based on Hasbro, right?
Yeah.
But you got Mattel Retros, you got figure collecting store, you got Zombie Sailors, you have the Premier Wrestling line, you have Grapples and Gimmicks.
You have a bunch
You
of.
have Tella Toys, you have Epic Toys. Cella and Epic, they're the same thing.
Yeah, I think did Epic
Wait,
buy Cella or got him out of bankruptcy or bought the name or something? I forget how that worked.
I thought it was just a simple rebranding,
Okay.
but
You got
I could be wrong.
Maniacs, and I think isn't there like a Toys Fed or something like that? I saw. There's
For
a
which
million
one?
of them now. Toys Fed or something like Wrestle Feds. I don't know. I saw it on Facebook. Start saying they're coming out with like a Davy Boy or something like that. Oh, great! Another Davy Boy and another retro style company. I think they've been around for a little bit, but I'm like, oh yeah, you had another retro company. Okay.
And
Something
because I consider Latuni to be like mostly LJN, like I don't even
yeah.
like Latuni is Hasbro as well. So
Yeah. Yeah. He's
I
got.
mean, come on, there's so many Hasbro style companies out there.
Yeah.
Uh, like I said, Zombie Sailors wouldn't even be on the crack in the top five, and because their line has gone downhill so much over the
Right.
last couple years, they probably not even in the top 15 anymore. There's that many lines out there of Hasbro style companies. Um,
And for some reason,
that
their figures don't seem to hold value as well either, do they? Like you've
no,
talked. Yeah. I don't. They do feel different though, don't they? They're the right size for retro, but I don't know. There's something about them that makes them feel not retro. So in a way, I kind of agree with Cardona, but I think he's saying it in a good way, and I'm kind of saying it in a different way. You know what I mean? I don't know if it's like they try to be realistic. I'm not saying they are, but they look more realistic than like a typical
I
Hasbro.
mean it's supposed to
You know what I
be
mean? There's something different about
sculpture
it. Right.
type, like. you like what Galoob was, they
Okay.
were like actual, like sculptures, like statues, like little statues, right? And, instead of actual wrestling figures, but they're too small, too thin, too long arms, they're
A-arms or
just not
whatever.
good pieces,
Yeah, they consistently. Yeah, you got a few people. Somebody asking what figures do you purchase? Do you have all
Hey,
night? Right?
hey, Captain. Once upon a time, pretty much name your toy line, when it comes to wrestling figures. When I started collecting, right at the tail end of 2021, name a wrestling line, any company, I had it. I bought everything. Anything you can imagine, I had everything. I had everything. Uh, I went all in on everything. I don't buy as much or, pretty much anything anymore because, a lot of the stuff that I used to buy, even Grapples and Gimmicks, one of my
Yeah.
all-time favorite companies, I stopped buying from them, not because I necessarily stopped appreciating what they put out, mostly because their stuff is expensive, $40 a figure, right? Most of the time.
Or more.
And
Some tag
and
teams at over $100. Strike
oh,
Force.
yeah, yeah, the
And
3
no offense,
pack,
to Strike Force, but they're
$120.
not demolition, right? I mean, asking $120 for, Strike Force is a bit out there.
For 2 figures, yeah,
Yeah,
and
you're not
when you
demolition
had
or Legion of Doom. I'm sorry, Strike, but no offense.
I mean, when you came out with, Hillbilly Jim as an individual figure, that was awesome, but
I still
a
don't want that one.
3-pack when you already had, the Godwins, that for $120 for 3-pack for that's crazy. Like, I wanted Hillbilly Jim, I didn't get it, I didn't get the 3-pack,
He does
so
have an
that
individual hillbilly though too. Now you can
yeah,
get.
I missed out on that too,
No, I
and
mean it,
that's
it
yeah,
goes it goes in and out of stock. And I think in fact Shopify notified me and said, "Hey, it's back in stock." And I'm
yeah,
like, I've yet to buy grapplers and gimmicks. I really don't want to open up that can of worms, but there are a few of those figs I can't get anywhere else, like a
yeah,
hillbilly retro, and I'm thinking about maybe buying one of these days. About the only
yeah.
one I've kept buying is title run toys, just because I got in at the beginning, not because they're necessarily the best. It's just
Title Run
I
toy,
can,
that's
we forgot them
that
until now.
that's number 20 on the line
And
of
I
retro
just bought
style.
yesterday I just did the pre-order because they opened up Johnny B. Bad and they reopened pre-orders for the rest of the series too, and I missed the Beverly Brothers, so I bought them both. Um,
The The one
and
company
those
I
are
I
fun.
have I have one set of figures, from
Figure collections?
Demolition.
Did you mention figure
I
collections? Did we
think the
mention them?
company's called Nerd Closet or something. I
That
got the
Maniacs.
thank you.
Yeah,
I have
nerds.
Demolition from them, but, like,
Yeah,
there's
those are the
so many
definitely
companies out
the
there.
those are the definitely stylized, right? And they all unfortunately they're all looking very much the same. For what they're asking for them. I kind of got excited because I'm like, oh, another Legion of Doom and Road Warriors and Demolition, and then I think this month the other tag teams are going to be shipping, but they're all very
Yeah.
similar. So I don't know what to think about them if I'll keep buying them, but really Title Run isn't the best, and they don't have all the best talent. They have a few neat ones in the series too. It's just that I can get in on the ground floor and buy them all. Grapplers and gimmicks, I don't even want to try to catch up to or figure collections. I got a few figure collections. I don't know if we mentioned that in the original list. Forgot about them. Um, it's hard to keep up. Plus,
Uh,
the money and then the space. I don't want to have this to become a thing I have to manage. What do we miss? Did we miss something?
what for retros?
No, you were laughing at
Absolutely
stuff.
not.
I was wondering if there were some chats. I was trying to keep up, but yeah,
Yeah.
subpar figures and subpar wrestlers.
Yeah, so, today,
400 bucks.
it's crazy. Kirk and I on yesterday's live stream, we were talking about Series 5, Hasbro, right? And I was looking at a lot of the figures I would love to make, and they included guys like Virgil, who I
Oh,
definitely want to be part of Maniac, Riot Wrestling. Uh, Skinner is part of Series 5. He is
huh.
definitely on my count of, top 10 favorites that I want to create.
You and Kirk just went over Skinner in your retro on Friday.
Yep.
Wasn't that in that series? I kind of forgot about him because he wasn't
Yep.
the most popular of characters, but that is a neat
Yep.
neat piece, right?
Yep.
There's about a billion Hogans and Machos, but getting a Skinner
But
or Nails or some of those offbeat characters.
who else was in Series 5 that I really wanted? Freaking Warlord.
Oh,
And what? I don't want 1980s Barbarian and Warlord Powers of Pain. I want 1990s era. I want Warlord with the Warlord staff, with the face paint. That's my Warlord. That's the Warlord I want to create. And what do they put out just a freaking day later? the freaking 1990s era warlord that I've been freaking asking
Really?
for years.
Who?
And I'm like, son of a bitch.
Who's putting them out?
Big rubber guys. I'm like, they
Really?
beat me to the punch. I'm like, God.
Not the original Warlord, because they already have a Powers of Pain.
They
Isn't it?
have a Powers of Pain
They're gonna
warlord they came out with a couple years ago, and now they are coming out with the 1990s era
Where,
power warlord as well.
where'd they announce that? Was it on their podcast or on Facebook or somewhere? I didn't see that.
Uh, well, they put it out on Instagram. They have, and then there's a
Okay.
bunch of photos flying all over Facebook,
I don't
whatnot.
Instagram enough. They're not. It's not up for pre-order yet, though, is it?
No, no,
This
I
is
think they took photos at the
okay.
at their
So
toy
it's
fair or
where?
whatever.
Oh yeah, we got a toy show. Yeah.
Yeah, so
I've seen them.
they put out like 20 different pictures of like a ton of different character figures that they're going to be releasing.
Okay.
So
They got
this
a
is
lot of
probably
them.
going to be like series 19, 20, probably
Oh,
21. So
so I got time.
I mean, I don't think that these are all going to be released simultaneously, probably, you know, over the course of multiple series.
Now that Matt's
So
working for the WWE, doesn't need his money that often.
yeah,
He can calm down on the releases. Like, oh,
yeah.
surprise, another in stock release. We're gonna release a monsters version of some of our repainted. You know, gotta get the most out of your mold, I guess.
Yeah, well, no, the mold is completely different.
No,
Because like I said,
I'm talking about the monster series, right? That I'm a
oh
sucker for.
yeah.
They're re-released. Though, funnily enough, I think my original Shotzi hasn't come yet. It's coming from J&J Figures this week. I was a sucker. I bought them, but I held my nose begrudgingly at them
Well,
because
apparently they're
eventually once they sell out, you can't get them again because you have to pay eBay prices, and I'm not going to do that.
now. Question is, did you actually order Shotzi?
I did. Yeah, luckily, because I was on the fence, and then the pre-order went away from Collect Major, but J&J is real good at it. J&J and Big Bad Toy Store both you usually can get
Gotcha, yeah.
for the fact, but I like J&J because I can save 10% without knowing anything. Old J and Young J codes usually always work, and they work on pre-orders. So I'm actually getting Sean Mooney and Shotsky sometime next week at a discount because I was also on the fence. I'm like, I don't really like Sean Mooney. Do I really care? But now that I'm a completionist, I start paying
It's a
attention.
good figure, yeah.
So
I will say this: Series 14 from Big Rubber Guys was absolutely amazing. Like
and
I
see,
love all four figures.
And so what I did is I wasn't still fully on the fence with Big Rubber Guys, but I got Coco Beware and the Genius from Collect Major,
Yeah,
which is two of them, right? And I'm like, well, I don't know about Shotzi and Mooney. Then I didn't buy them. Then later on, I had buyer's remorse, and I saw them at J&J, and I'm like, okay, so I picked them up separately. The problem is with J&J, you get a discount, but it's always a month or so later, right? You're going to see people be like, oh, look, the mail day, Collect Major shipped me my figures, so I'm going to be waiting a couple weeks. But you get them, and ironically, I've never had a shipping snafu with J&J. Right. Though I think they've finally fixed them because these monsters came well shipped. So I'm hoping my
yeah,
next shipment from Collect Major is okay.
yeah. I
Everything
think
figured out.
Shotzi is probably like the most detailed figure of the entire line. So that's
I can
probably like
imagine.
one of my favorite pieces. I think Coco is probably like the most toyetic figure of the series.
Coco's really good.
Uh, so I probably put it like right side by side of the Series 2 Demolition. I know everybody's in love with the Series 12 Demolition, but I probably still classify Series 2 Demolition
Is
as my
better.
favorite release. So
For me, Series 12 will be better because I don't have Series 2 and I'm not going to pay the price.
yeah, so
I wasn't collecting them back then. And that's one of them. I'm getting Brian Adams from J&J, I think, next
yeah,
week. And eventually I'm going to get, I think it's Smash I still need or Axe. I forget which one. I'll get them from J&J as well because they had some kind of shipping snafu and they got them late from Collect Major. No big deal. I'll get them eventually. So I only have one of the three. I'll be getting the second one next week, and then eventually, price you pay, save 10%. At least I got them. I didn't have to pay eBay whatnot prices, because Demolition went on, sale like the next day for double and triple the price, even though it was the most recent ones. You know how it is on eBay with these things.
yeah.
I
Somebody
think
was
that's the biggest reason I'll probably keep buying them from here on out, just in case I ever
what's that?
really want that figure. I don't want to pay eBay prices, so I kind of have to pre-order now, right? Just on
Yeah,
the off chance I really want that figure. Kind of
yeah.
sucks.
Somebody was complaining that they ordered a red Danhausen and they got the green Shotzi in, and they're like another screw up at the warehouse,
Oh,
and
really? There he is.
I'm like that happened.
Happy Valentine's Day, Danhausen. Yeah, he looks funny without his face paint. His face looks kind of weird.
Uh,
So I'm a sucker.
so so Roofer,
I'm a sucker.
so Roofer wants me to say Happy Valentine's Day to Amanda.
Oh,
Well, Happy Valentine's Day. So
to Amanda. Hopefully not Amanda. Well, no judgment. Amanda hug and kiss. That's fine. Well,
so
if I have to deal with that joke, having the first name Amanda, or Seymour, or Phil, any of those
hey,
fun
we
things.
all hey we all need a man to hug and to kiss sometimes.
Sometimes, at least maybe the hugging part. No, no judgment on my part. Oh, my dad. I kissed my dad. Does that count? Or my nephew when he was young. Oh, he wasn't a man though. That doesn't count, does it? I don't have any brothers, and even if I did, we'd probably fight more than kiss. I don't know.
Nah, I think if Amanda jumps on here and
That'd be fun.
hears that, she'd probably be really pissed off.
Oh yeah. Well,
She
I
prob-
feel bad, but as soon as I saw the name Amanda, I'm like, I'm just so used to trolls. So I was waiting for Roofer to be like, okay, where's the joke? Okay, Amanda hugging kiss. You know what I mean?
Nah,
Um,
she'd probably jump on here and be like, "Look, son of a bitch, I'm a real person," and probably gonna curse me out now.
yeah.
No,
Oh,
sorry, Amanda.
there goes your future subscriber. She's ready to hit the like and subscribe, and she's like, nope, screw that. F those people. F the Big Show and his Mars T-shirt, and you and your Coke shirt. For a minute, I thought
Yeah.
it was Valentine's Day. You did coordinate.
Hey,
I didn't even think about it.
Valentine's Day gift for my wife.
Oh, it really
Actually, a
was.
beautiful one. So,
Oh, even better. Who's the hideous woman in the?
uh,
Okay.
hey, this beautiful mug right here is worth a thousand words. Thank you very much.
Now you need to get Coke to sponsor your figures. Maybe you're wearing the shirt, right?
I do.
You need to get Coke and Zebra Cakes. They're not the same company, I think. Uh-oh. Best behavior. Bum's here.
Yeah.
I'm here for it. Bum's here. Finally, we got Bum back. I think, wasn't that yesterday?
I know I came back for like 30 minutes. I was watching that show yesterday. I'm like, dude, you're only doing 30 minutes? You're going for like 10 years. Come back for 30 minutes from BS.
He's teasing us. I wish I was Kevin Owens. You guys, I wish I was the big Show, and I wish I was Kevin Owens without hair.
All obscenities. Man, it wasn't all obscenities.
Well, maybe not, because Big Show's got some health problems, and I know Kevin Owens doesn't have a neck issue. I'll take their money and fame. No, just the money. They can keep their fame. I'd rather still go to the grocery store and people will be like, "Oh, Big Show, Kevin Owens, Kevin Steen." Yeah, I got sick of my hair and my facial hair, so I cut it all off. I'm kind of balding, and once it gets long enough, you can see it. So then I'm like, okay, time shave. You realize bald? See, no, now it's all bald. Now I'm not balding anymore. If it's all bald, you're not balding. That's the secret.
All right. So I think I offended Nicole, and
Really?
I think I need to apologize to her. So if somebody thinks that I cursed a whole lot, I don't think I did. If I did, if I need to apologize, somebody please tell me, and I will apologize for offending anyone.
You curse too much?
I mean, apparently I did. I didn't think so, but I mean, if I did,
I
um,
must
just
miss that, or fuck Nicole, because I don't see anything from him. I'm quick to block. I'm like, yeah, whatever.
well, Nicole said I had, because I said, she said a thousand words of obscenities, and I'm like,
yeah, she's the one that
because
called you an ugly woman. Yeah, I blocked her.
yeah, and I'm like, I'm. This is a face of a thousand words or something, or some whatever I said, and she's like, a thousand words of obscenities. I'm like, well, I didn't really kiss that, curse that much.
I didn't think
And
so.
you also got to realize, Nicole, that this is a live stream that's, for a group of adults. So, I mean, it's, we're all friends here. We're all adults, having a good time, having a good conversation.
I
So,
think she was just trying to make a joke. Come back on
yeah.
what you. Just because my parents tied meat around my head to get the dog to play with me as a child doesn't mean I'm that ugly. So I can read from the joke book too, guys.
You know what I did get in the other day? And I completely forgot about these guys.
Uh-oh. Oh, yeah, you did get them too? Next week from J&J. I'm getting like 3 packages from J&J all next week. It's filled with, I think I got Van Damme. I got the main kickboxer and Rambo. The only one I got from Collect Major was the bloody one that somebody said he's kind of got a bloody diaper. And it is kind of funny, the bloody Van Damme. But I kind of like the detail with the glass on the fists. But somebody said, I'm not going to buy him because he's got a bloody diaper. And I'm like, yeah, I kind of see it.
You see, I didn't get the bloody. I only got the regular one. I'd rather have the bloody.
He's for sale at Collect Major. I think he's still there. He was just an in-stock drop, I think. Go check it out if you really want one. He doesn't stand up real good. He leans forward. In fact, because I set him in my living room one day, I'm like, I'll go check on him later, and then I heard a bang. And I was like, what the hell was that noise? And I went out, and he'd fallen off my kitchen table onto my hardwood floor. I'm like, oh yeah, he fell forward. He doesn't stand real well. I've been working on him over the days, but I think I need to get some stands for him. But he's kind of a
Hey,
different piece. He's different.
hey, what's going on, Galena? So, Pitufa, no wonder you don't have a Valentine.
Oh yeah, I blocked them too. Wasn't it?
I don't know if you're being serious. Um, 21 years married. My wife is sitting over there, and we had a very good Valentine's Day. Thank you.
And since she's
But
sitting there, you can either confirm nor deny you have a Valentine. No, I'm just kidding.
thanks for your concern. Yeah,
I can never tell if they're putting down you or me, so I just block them. I'm like, yeah, whatever. It's not
I
my
I,
fault. You can
I
you
assume they're.
can them. Is that one funny person back? Who was the person? Because I blocked him, so I never see it. But you guys were saying, I think they came back on another live stream you had and were saying funny stuff. I'm like, do I care to figure out how to unblock them? I'm like, nah, that's okay. I figured who it was. Was it like an Ann or something like that?
Yeah, she comes. She or he. I don't know. I assume
Oh
it's
yeah.
a guy using the girl's name. I don't know, but
45-year-old living in their parents'
whoever it
basement.
is, they come on to my live stream. You know,
They
like
were,
they were on the Kirk's live stream the other day.
oh,
So
they were? Okay. Yeah, see, I missed it because I blocked them when they came on. I thought they said something stupid. I'm like, okay, whatever. Not stupid in like, oh, they were trying to be funny in a punny way, but,
yeah,
something like, oh, transsexuals, whatever, something dumb
yeah.
like that. I'm like, hey, whatever. Too
But
many people in the world.
dude, check this out.
You got a lot of stuff.
Ah, check Bushwhacker Luke.
Yeah? Oh, is he
How do
available?
you how do you feel about him?
That'd be cool. Well, and you could get, I don't know, I think Butch passed away.
He
I
has
would have, but
that's
through Luke,
that's
maybe you
the
could get Butch,
sad thing.
unless, are they legend contract signed?
I don't think so.
Oh, that'd
But
be pretty cool. You imagine the poses you could do with them and either the
well,
bushwhacker thing or
well,
licking people's heads or.
Kevin Pelkey, Print Fury, he's already created a couple bushwhackers, right?
Oh, okay.
And X2X Customs back in 2021, they released the bushwhackers,
Oh,
poses,
doing the thing.
with the tag teams, right? So Luke had this or Butch had this and the other one, so and
Oh,
so,
good.
right?
So one with,
So
yeah, they alternate.
yeah, so that was their fighting poses. And
Fighting.
so the bushwhackers, exist, and I've made a million videos about Ram Treasures, and how they've made the 1989 Grand Toys, with like Brother Love and the Bushwhackers
Oh,
and
they
Bad
did do a
News
brother love.
Brown,
That'd be cool. Okay, brother love.
and Barbarian, the guys that 89 that were supposed to be on the Blackheart series that
Oh,
never
never made
that
it.
were never released, right? So, uh, Luke came out on Facebook a couple days ago.
Ooh.
Hey, is anyone looking to hire, would be willing to hire me for any special events? Here's my email, or here's an email. You can reach me.
Wow,
Okay.
that's pretty cool.
I reached out to one superstar, foundation. Let me try to reach out to another. Let's see what could happen. Let's try to make some stuff, make this MRW line as legitimate as possible, right?
That'd be amazing.
Let's try and get some superstar sign.
Mm-hmm.
Reach out to him. He specifically didn't reach out to me, but one of his representatives reached out to me like,
Yeah.
hey, what are you offering? I'm like, look, I'm new at this. I don't know what to offer you. So I don't know what to say. I don't want to insult you, or I don't want to insult him. I don't know what to insult the family. What are you guys looking for? And let's see what we can agree upon. I guess they want me to make the first offer. So I'm like, hey, if you want me to make the first offer, let me know, and I'll see what I can come up with.
I wouldn't even know.
So they responded, you make the first offer. Cool. I reached back out to him. I'm like, hey, I'm not, this big corporate conglomerate thing. I'm not wealthy or anything. So the fair, in order to be fair, I can offer you what, this other representative, what they asked for.
Oh,
Yeah.
another
So
professional wrestler.
this is what they asked for, and this is what I, would agree with them. So this is what I can offer you in return. That way,
Yeah.
I'm being fair with both parties.
Mm-hmm.
And right now, I'm waiting to see, what they say. And maybe they'll agree, maybe they won't. Maybe they'll laugh at me and be like, "Hey, you're a total joke."
Or hopefully
If that,
counter if it's not enough. Like, hey, you want the money, at least counter, right?
I mean,
Unless you're way
if they
low.
laugh at me, if they laugh at me, I mean that's gonna hurt. But at least I tried.
Yeah, you gotta shoot your shot. Yeah.
Yeah.
It'd be pretty cool. And then see through him you could get, you said Luke, right?
Yeah, that was Luke.
Yeah. Then through him maybe he would know Butch's family.
Yeah. So when I
And I
reached out to him,
wonder if you
I
could do the sheep herders or something else. Wasn't that one of their original? Maybe have they ever had
that
LJNs
that's what I'm trying.
or something?
So I talk about this
Yeah,
when I talk about variants.
that would be cool.
I'm okay. I mention it all the time. I'm okay with variants when it's the right situation, like
Mhm.
bone breaking action, right? He has it when you look at his videos, he has different masks, right?
Right,
So
yeah, legitimate different
if
masks.
you
You're not
take
just
this
being yeah.
figure, taking this figure and using this exact pose and just throwing different masks on it or whatever, or just coloring, changing his shirt, for example, and just releasing it like that with this particular pose. That's a cash grab in my eyes. I wouldn't do that. I wouldn't say, okay, here's bone breaking action with like a green mask and a black shirt, and then come out with a white shirt and then a red shirt. What sense does that make? That's a cash grab. I wouldn't do that to you. But if he comes out with bone breaking action with the green mask, with the purple mask, with the red mask, because why? Those are his looks. He has those masks. Those are synonymous with his YouTube channel, right?
Yeah, he
So
actually uses them. He has them. He yeah, part
they
of his
it
gimmick.
make
Gimmick is
it makes sense to have that, right?
yeah, it does.
So, for sake of argument, let's say this is a bushwhacker figure.
Okay, yeah.
Let's say this is 1985, 86, somewhere around that. This
When
is
we were starting.
AWA era.
Oh,
We could go with like an orange shirt bushwhacker with like sort of like a green or a tan pants or something.
did they do the bushwhackers in AWA as well?
Yeah,
I didn't know
yeah,
that. Okay, that's cool. Yeah, of course, as a kid, all I knew was WWF. It's later on I'm learning the history of like these guys. Like you see Coco Beware, and he's almost like a glorified jobber in the WWF.
yeah,
But he was a legitimate, great wrestler, like in the South and the other
yeah,
regions,
like
right?
Memphis stuff like that. Yeah,
And then you start realizing, well, that's all WWF doing was taking the best from all the territories. And Vince wasn't necessarily going to turn Coco Beware into the next Hogan. He just wanted to diminish those territories, if anything, right? It's
yeah,
just as good, even if he treats Coco as a jobber. It's just as good that he removed that talent from that territory and overpaid for him. He doesn't care because guess what? That territory failed, and then he took over the world. That was
yeah.
a good idea as a businessman, but later on, you're kind of like, oh, Coco's a jobber, and you're like, no, he was a legitimate, great wrestler. They just didn't use him. He was booked poorly in the WWF because Vince didn't really care. You know,
Pretty much.
yeah. Oh well,
But
it is what it is. It worked. It worked for him. How can I doubt
yeah,
it?
so you could have bushwhackers in like orange shirt, AWA
Yeah,
era, right? And then later on, you
that'd be
could put him
cool.
in like black t-shirt with like the camouflage, black and gray,
Your more
right? Pants.
traditional WWF
And
style.
then you could put him in Gulf War era
Oh,
bushwhackers with tan t-shirt and the desert camouflage cargo pants with the brown and whatnot.
yeah.
So
Okay.
that's three legitimate variants bushwhackers, and you can literally use the exact same mold. So in that
Yep.
case,
Yep.
you don't have to look at it as a cash grab, and you could still have three legitimate variants, and you can make a ton of money by selling that particular figure. So like that right there, I could make my money back on one figure, one mold just from different paint schemes. And I
Now
think a lot of people would buy all three of those variants.
the factory hand paints all of them.
That's what they
Or do
told me when I talked to
so
a representative
you realize
from the
then if
factory.
you so then is it more expensive? Like let's say you wanted to order 100 figures. We'll just keep to random.
Yeah,
It's going
yeah,
to be more than that, but just an even number. Could you then say like I want 50 this color and 50 that variant, and it wouldn't be any
yeah,
more
and
expensive than doing 101 color variant?
see, I thought it'd be
I'm just wondering.
electronic, like a machine would
Yeah,
actually
I
paint
assume
this
so.
stuff,
Yeah.
because if they
Oh, that's
hand
awesome.
paint it like he told me, why I don't understand if I order
That's just
500 of these and I wanted 100 in green, and
yeah,
then I wanted 400 in red, why
or
would it
half and
be more
half, or
expensive
five
to
different
order?
variants, 100 of five different
Yeah,
variants.
like, I don't understand why it would be more expensive that way
Oh,
because
so they do
it
charge more.
yeah, they do, and it doesn't make sense.
Yeah. I was thinking that'd be a loophole. I'm like, well, if they're hand painting them, what does it matter that much? You just have this person do variant one, that person do variant two, that person, right? And then you made 100, 100, 100 or whatever. But because that way you could release them all at the same time and then people could buy one, could buy all three. You could say, hey, if it's a cash grab, just buy the one you like of Bushwhacker or
Yeah,
Bonebreaker or whatever it is, right? Or some of us completionists will buy all three and you'll sell out and have to buy some more.
right.
You want to catch up?
Hey, Doc, what's going on, man? Happy Valentine's, bud.
Whew.
Happy
Bum.
Valentine's Day, bud.
Thanks, Bum. Bum's going to be our Valentine's, so no
Rick
worries.
60, cool. Black sleeveless cotton black jeans. Could come with guitar and they
I mean,
smash
six would
rhythm
be
and blues
cool. Black
guitar.
sleeveless black jeans.
Oh man,
Oh, rhythm and blues. Yeah, I do have. I don't have.
I saw
I
that,
don't
man.
think I have a honky tonk retro, but I have the Valentine rhythm and blues retro because I think they just released that a couple years ago. Mattel did, didn't they?
The
I
rhythm and
remember
blues.
having the guitar. I
Yeah.
think it breaks away on the back or something like that. Luckily, I won't hurt Jake the Snake Roberts. This guitar was gimmicked. Reference anyone?
Hey, Galena. Yeah, my birthday is on the 19th, so it's coming up.
Wow, really?
Yeah, so that's gonna be what, Thursday?
I think
Yeah,
so.
Thursday.
Yeah, February is a weird month for birthdays. So I think that's the 2 days after Jordan. I think Jordan's the 17th.
Oh yeah.
My dad's tomorrow, which is always interesting. I don't know if as an adult if I ever ran into Valentine's Day. I don't remember as a kid him and mom having any issues with it, but um, I know a lot of my family
Oh,
born in February. I didn't do the math to figure out what month that meant their parents got busy in, but they're like a blackout in July or whatever the math works out to be.
yeah. So right now, I'm still waiting on the Chinese New Year because the
Um,
factory is closed down right now. But
how long do they
I'm
celebrate that?
wanting.
Is it like a week long thing or something?
Uh, well, the guy at the
I never
factory
thought
that
about
they
this.
told me that they're gonna be closed down almost until the end of February. But when I looked it up, they're
Dang.
closed. They're down for about a week and a half or so.
Wow.
So it's like a week. It's like a week celebration uh for and I looked it up. It's like yeah, it's like the 12th to the 19th or something, or the 13th to the 20th, something
That's
like
pretty
that.
cool. I wish our New Year's we got like a week off. Wouldn't that be amazing? You're lucky if you get a day. Even some people had to work New Year's.
Still waiting for the Chinese New Year.
Yeah. You imagine having like a week off for New Year's? That'd be awesome. Actually, I know some businesses will take a week off, depending on where you work, because like it's slow around Christmas anyways. So they're just like, hey, stay home around Christmas. I've never had a job that was that way, but that would be amazing. A lot of times I have the PTO though, and I'll take it off. But imagine if there's like everybody. I think there's been a few companies I've worked for, computer and otherwise, that or I was a customer of that would take like 2 weeks off around Christmas. And like, you guys are gone for 2 weeks, don't have to take PTO. Like, no, they said it's a slow period anyway, so they just let all the employees go
Man,
home.
you hear that
Pretty
guy
amazing.
from Ruby Tuesday? He was like a general manager at Tuesday,
Oh, was
and
that okay?
he worked for the company for 19 years.
Wow.
And I think he started off as like a waiter or something,
Worked his way up.
and worked up as a bartender, line cook, and did all this stuff, general manager, all the way up to general manager. Like he was like the big boss of the whole store, right?
Mhm.
Um, so apparently Ruby Tuesday was like the only freaking store in like the whole damn city or whatever that was open on Christmas.
Oh,
This business didn't offer no bonuses, no time and a half, no double the
really?
pay, nothing like that for working the holiday. And they wanted all these people to come in and work on Christmas. This general manager, no, I'm not forcing any of my employees to come in and work the Christmas holiday. I will take volunteers. Apparently, it was like a college town or something. So all these people were leaving, going home for the
Yeah.
holidays to be
Right.
with their family like they're supposed to.
Yeah.
And it was only him and like four people total. And he was in the kitchen. They were open for like 5 hours, 4 hours, and he was in the kitchen the entire night, taking orders,
Hmm.
uh, serving the people that came into the store, as well as online orders. And he had to like close the store like an hour early, but they were open until 9, so he was still doing online orders. And apparently, Ruby Tuesday fired him because he only had 4 people working that night, and he was supposed to have so many more people working.
19
So
years.
they fired him on Christmas. So he made a TikTok video about it, and freaking Ruby Tuesday got absolutely slammed. Like
Yeah.
freaking TikTokers went crazy on them. Like what a freaking horrendous company. Uh, I got a Mantech video I should make about not exactly like that, but the story, what they did to me, um, the amount of pay that I lost because of what they did to me, like it is very similar. Especially when the amount of hours, time, and sacrifice I put into that company, the amount of
Hmm.
money I made that company on top of it. I should probably do a darn YouTube video about that one day. But I couldn't do a TikTok video that would make like 3 or 4 minutes. I'd have to spend like 20, 30 minutes talking about it because it's like a situation.
Doesn't seem like that fit TikTok. Is there a TikTok video length limit? I know they're all short videos. I don't TikTok enough, but I assume
I
it's
think
like
TikTok goes
Twitter.
up to like 10 minutes.
Oh, they can go that long. Okay. So I assumed
Yeah.
it was like Twitter. Well, I remember when Twitter came out. I think they've since extended it. I haven't used Twitter in a while, but it used to be, hey, no, it had to be, it was some weird character limit too. I always tried to do the math or the computer science behind it, but it did make sense to me. Like it was like 140 characters or something. Like, I don't know, maybe they had a bunch of overhead to fill in whatever the next, usually a lot of times in computer science, it used to be back in the day, it was at bit or byte level, 128, 64, powers of two. I don't know how they came up with the Twitter one.
Yeah. Hey, Log, you said from the north. We're
Oh,
from the north, bud.
I think he thinks you've got some Viking blood in you. I assume it means he's talking to you.
Mm.
Of course, right. I can never tell because, like, when I'm looking at here, you're on the right. Then
Oh,
when I look at your live stream, I'm on the
in the
right.
right, gotcha.
I don't know.
Well, mine's on the left, but
Yeah, see,
yeah.
that's what I'm like. When they see the man on the right, I'm like, how about use like I've got no hair, you have hair. I got more facial hair, you don't. How about the shirt, like the one in the black, one in the red, But no, the white man. But say the man in the middle, confuse everyone. Like, where? I think I looked the right way. Did I look the right way?
It's kind of messed up because like my stuff is on the left, right? And
Oh,
when I
not me.
watch the video, and actually no, when I watch the video on my TV, like I'm still on the left, but like everything is reversed. Everything's
Okay.
backwards. Like even right now when I look at this, everything is backwards
Yeah,
on
it
my
is.
screen.
I only can read that because I know it says "Enjoy Coca-Cola" because that's their slogan. But otherwise, it's all backward. Apparently, it's me. I'm
There
the
you go.
Viking. How about that?
The pretty Viking. No, not just the Viking, but the pretty
I'm,
Viking.
I'm a pretty Viking. That doesn't sound like. Did the Vikings ever call themselves pretty? That feels like a put down in Viking culture. Like rugged, manly. Go start a fight, war. Sure, rape and pillage, maybe even, but not pretty. That doesn't sound like. Oh, look at the pretty Viking. Oh, that sounds kind of funny. Maybe they do. Maybe they do. I don't know. I'm not a real Viking. Oh, there you go. So maybe they did. They just didn't publicize it, or they weren't. Everybody has this vision of big tough Vikings, and even the women are big and tough. They don't publicize the prettier sides of Vikingdom. I think modern Vikings is that like like Norway, Sweden, Finland. They're very pretty, generally speaking. So maybe there is something to it. I think the Vikings from like Norway, Sweden, Finland, that area, or maybe Denmark, Northern Europe somewhere. All very pretty. So I guess so. Maybe he or she has a point. Pretty
And
Vikings. Let's make that go. Let's make that a thing. Move over, fetch. We're making pretty Vikings a thing. There
very
you go.
good.
Yeah. So there you go.
Man,
Clean the blood off. Make self presentable.
the one figure I was working on the other day,
The angel of death.
we had to redo that piece because somebody pointed out. Actually, my wife pointed it out first. I showed her the picture that I had created, and she looked at it. And she's like, "Fluffy."
Fluffy.
I looked at him. I'm like, "Damn it! It does look like Fluffy." So I posted the picture. I'm like, this is a draft of my vision of what I want this figure to look like.
Mm-hmm.
And somebody put in the comments, Fluffy, and I'm like, damn it. My wife isn't the only one that saw Fluffy when she looked at this picture.
She did call it though. Yeah, Fluffy.
So and you look at the picture, it really does look like Gabriel Iglesias, and it looks
Mm.
amazing. But Kevin Pilkey, the one that's going to be doing a 3D sculpt on it, he had to alter the picture just a little bit. So what sucks is the head's going to be go from like this to like this. So it's like the Mountie from Hasbro. His head isn't straight; his head is kind of curved a little bit. So that's a little bit of a downside, but it's fine. His hands are not going to be like Kamala, where the hands are like this.
Mm-hmm.
So the hands are going to be changed a little bit. So it's going to be a little bit different from the actual Kamala LJN figure. So it's going to be unique. It's going to be its own individual piece. But I'm telling you, man, when that figure is complete, I really hope when the factory makes the figure, though,
Yeah.
it has the heaviness, the weight that
Right.
the original Kamala has,
Yeah.
because that is what's going to make that figure. That's gonna give it its value. That weight to the figure. If
Mm-hmm.
it's like this, right, and weightless, very little poundage to it,
Mm-hmm.
that's gonna drive me nuts.
And of course, that's
But
because of the BBA. At least the prototype's hollow
yeah, so
versus. But can you fill that? Did you figure out? Did you talk with the person? Can you fill that with something? I don't even know what you fill it with.
I mean, I think they're just gonna fill it up with I don't know, man.
Does it just something to give it some weight, make it feel more solid?
Well,
I'm wondering how the Mattel Bundy LJN will, how it'll feel
well,
whenever.
somebody people are already fine, and I'm glad you talked about it because I put that in the description of
Yeah, I'm
this video.
surprised. The Series 2 is already out in the store.
Mattel LJNs, yeah, they're people are already finding that crap, and somebody
I'm surprised.
took them off the package, and they said the Mattel LJNs Bundy is like very lightweight.
I'm not. I mean, a lot of
Uh,
people. I actually went to Target today just for giggles, and they didn't have any LJN, but I figured, oh, I'll look to see Series 1 or 2. They didn't. I roamed around the store for a bit. My Target never did. Every time I visited, they never have them, and then probably by now maybe they won't. But you think maybe Series 2? When are they supposed to actually release though? I'm not expecting anytime soon. Like, luckily I got that pre-order in. I check periodically, so if it ever comes up, I was gonna like tell you, and then maybe you could post to your channel or something. Like, oh,
yeah,
Warriors back, but they haven't been yet.
I keep checking, but it keeps saying pre-sale sold out. I'm like, but or pre-order sold out. I'm like, I don't expect to see it on there. And if I do, it's gonna be like 3 o'clock in the morning or something when everybody's asleep, and I'm not gonna be checking
Once or
out 3 o'clock in the
twice.
morning.
I think that's how I got my Hogan's from the first one because I missed all the pre-orders for that. And it was one of those I'm getting old, wake up in the middle of the night, get a drink, hit the restroom, right, pee. And I'm like, I don't even know why I checked my phone. I'm like, wow, Hogan's available. Like it was like a 3 in the morning kind of thing. So I bought like 2 of them or whatever the limit was, and I'm like, wow, well, I finally got my Hogan. It was really that just random, and probably by within that hour. I don't even know how their inventory software works, but sometimes you question it. But I mean, so what's the deal? Is Mattel not going to make a ton of these? They're sold out. Mattel should be saying, man, run that factory nonstop after Chinese New Year, of course. But run the factory nonstop, right? Why is Mattel's never been shy about selling product, especially these things? All the you're gonna have adults buying them for themselves and their children. Just keep making them until people don't want them anymore.
Apparently, they've already got Series 4 planned,
Okay.
and I don't know. I don't know if you saw Series 4, but I could have
Yeah.
sworn the girl that they have listed for Series 4, like I don't know what her name is,
Like a
but
modern
she looks
wrestler.
like I don't know who she is, like, but her face looks familiar. She looks like the girl that is suing WWF for like for sexual harassment against Vince McMahon
I don't think Mattel would do that. That might strain that relationship. Would they?
it looks like because it could be like some spoof. But it
Maybe.
looks like they got Vince McMahon in Series 3 or Series 4, and the girl above him looked like the girl that was suing WWF for sexual
It
harassment
feels
against
like
Vince
an Onion
McMahon.
article. Now you can act out the alleged crime, right? And have them.
And I'm like, you got to be freaking kidding me!
Can you
Please
imagine?
tell me that's not exactly what I think this is.
I could picture the Onion article or the SNL skit. Now you too can reenact the crime. It'd be kind of like selling like an OJ playset, right? And now you can have OJ actually kill Nicole Brown Simpson or whatever. You're like,
Janelle
wow,
Grant, is
okay.
that her name?
Yeah, Janelle Grant, I think, is the lady suing him. I don't think they would come out with a Janelle Grant figure. I think that would pretty much. I mean, Mattel's making a lot of money off WWF. I'm pretty
And
sure
you
they
know what?
want them to stay happy.
I could be wrong. I mean, I could be.
That would be funny though. I would buy one. That would be pretty funny.
In all honesty, what I could be
Maybe
looking
come out.
at could have been like Stephanie McMahon, but but I don't think that's who it was because
Probably a wrestler. Maybe a modern. Who would they do as a modern wrestler though?
I would know Stephanie McMahon, and I don't think
Yeah,
that's who I was looking at.
you'd recognize her, either older or younger or current Stephanie. That would be pretty. What should be the LJN first LJN female character or wrestler? If Mattel was going
I
to say,
want to see China. Like I love China,
ooh,
but like I don't want to see every time you come out with like
okay,
female wrestlers, they always make them super small, super
yeah,
thin. I hate
yep,
that.
yep,
Like look at your Elizabeth LJN. It's a glorified Barbie doll, right? I hate
I
that.
know.
Look at any of your take any Mattel action figure. They
Hmm.
make them super small. Um, take this figure, right?
China, they wouldn't have to. I think she was even fairly tall
You
for a
don't
woman wrestler.
need like take any basic female, make them
Hmm.
this size. I don't
Hmm.
like I don't know how much BBA is. Let's say BBA is 200 pounds.
Okay,
And let's say we're taking a female, she's let's say BBA is 6 foot, 200 pounds. Let's say you got a female that's 5'3", 115 pounds.
Hmm.
I mean, make it this size. You don't have to make it, you could still make it thin
Don't have to
and
make it.
small, but you could still make it this size. You don't have to make it this tall and make it, this wide,
And the
this wide.
legs won't hold
Yeah.
them up because they're real teeny.
Yeah, so, that's why I hate when they make these females and make the arms where the arms are like, like that wide, like, I
Yeah,
hate that.
real small.
It's a Barbie doll. Sell them to six-year-old girls at that point. It doesn't make sense to call them wrestling action figures at that point. It's just so dumb.
Do they have China signed? I wonder. Have they released any China figures recently?
Well, I think here's the thing. I think because of her sex tape, they absolutely refuse to have any type of
All
association with
right.
her. I think that's why they won't put her in the Hall of
Well,
Fame and do all this other stuff.
do they associate with Six? What's his face? What's his name?
Yeah, but that's because he's a guy and because he's like best friends with
Double
Triple H and
standard.
stuff.
Yeah, yeah, from the DX days. Because I mean, he was in at least one of those sex tapes, right?
Yep, with China.
With her, yeah, because they were a thing. It was funny. So I'm watching that. I periodically I listen to that OVP, the Our Vantage Point podcast. They're two friends from New Jersey who review all the old like WWF from the '80s, and they're working their way through the pay-per-views and stuff. And they point out rightly so that like early on Triple H sucks, and like all of his matches are won by China. And it's pretty funny. They get like I think part of it is they're doing some kayfabe stuff. They're almost like
Yeah.
putting not breaking the fourth wall, but putting up the fourth wall, and they're kind of like acting like they don't realize it's fake. And it's kind of funny some of the shtick they put on. I think they're doing it on purpose. I'm finally catching on. But I think because they had the part where China turns on Triple H, I kind of
Yeah.
forgot the moment, and they're going through that, and they're like so excited that she finally gets to get out from his shadow. Now Triple H is probably like I think they said Triple H looks extra angry because now he's never going to win a match because up until that point, he won all his matches through China's influence, which, of course, because Triple H was a bad guy, that's why they did it. But it
Yeah.
was kind of funny to think about. Yeah, there was a run there where basically, if China wasn't there, Triple H wasn't going to win because she helped him cheat. Like, yeah, well, that was a thing.
Yeah, so I want to answer this question from
Yeah.
Galeno. So it's a good one.
Ooh, Billy
So
Haynes. Oh, Benoit.
basically,
That'd be tough.
this would be a really tough question
You could do
in,
Dynamite Kid though. You,
in this respect because
you probably could still do.
I don't want to be looked at as a toy line that has a lot of negativity associated with it because a lot of these folks like Vince McMahon with a lot of sexual assault accusations against him,
Yeah.
right? Billy Jack Haynes with the murder associated with his background, right?
And I
Dynamite
don't
Kid,
think he's
I
been
don't know.
guilty yet, but it doesn't look too good for him. I think
Dynamite Kid doesn't have any negativity associated
he
with
was
him, does
just a
he?
jerk in the locker room, and then he had that. I think you
He
could do Dynamite Kid. I think you could do him
yeah, but Chris
because wasn't it
Benoit with the murder
Benoit?
of his family. I mean, because with that negativity, I mean, would I if I released a bunch of people that had all of this negative, I mean, how would that look against my line, right? Like that,
Yeah,
what kind of asshole would that make me look like if I had all these people?
I guess
Uh,
the only way you could do Benoit is if you got his son in on it. Maybe it's to raise money for the family, but even then, I think his son's kind of forgiven him from what I've heard and read and heard him talk. But they probably still don't want to do a Benoit figure, unfortunately, right? The
yeah,
family.
yeah. So I mean,
As a wrestler, though, he was a great wrestler, but it's
yeah,
like you. I mean, because I think even WWF doesn't even want to show or he doesn't even want to show his old matches and stuff. Like I think if you went to the vault now on YouTube, you probably couldn't find Benoit.
yeah,
In fact, the OVP folks were making a joke about that because they're talking about how I think they said like Triple H and Shawn Michaels were defending their tag team belts against Chris Jericho. And it was really Chris Jericho and Benoit, but they didn't even say that. I think they showed the match, but they didn't even want to announce it. Like they went through and they changed the advertising and stuff in some of the videos. I'm like, wow, you really guys spent all that money to pay someone to go through this and edit it out? We know what he was. We divorced it from the wrestling. I mean, we know, yeah, he killed his family and himself. To spend all that, wow, just seems ridiculous. But Dynamite Kid, you could do though. I think
yeah.
you could do that because I know his daughter. I've seen her on stuff. In fact, I think Jim Cornette did like a tour of the UK and met her again. She's popped around in the wrestling circles a bit over in the UK. So you could do Dynamite Kid. And they're still making figures of them today. I've seen a few of them. I didn't want to. Well, I think yeah, I've got both variants of the BRG British Bulldogs. And does he have a retro? Maybe I don't know if I have a Dynamite Kid
Yeah,
retro.
he's got several.
I have a Bulldog retro, a modern one. I haven't bought any of the we bought any of the old ones yet. I do see. Have you ever seen those? It's like Junk Shop Dog. I think an Australian company making that. I forget what the type of figures are. They're really weird figures. You see them on J&J Figures. Just for giggles, I bought the Road Warriors. They're kind of goofy figures. I probably won't buy them again. But they have several Dynamite kids from like when he wrestled in Japan. That if not for the figures being really kind of wacky, it's some kind of Japanese style figure that this
Yeah.
Australian company is making. And what's nice is J&J Figures. You can tell they import a lot of figures from other foreign companies, so you can buy them in America. So like KWK doesn't have to start a warehouse in America, or this Junk Shop Dog, and I think there's a few other ones. Epic starting their own, I guess, warehouse here in the U.S., but J&J imports a lot, which is another good feature of what their store does. And they're always doing figure
Jim.
drops of random figures they find. Ooh, David Schultz.
Yeah, Mr. Hey, Ted, yeah, good morning. So where you calling from with in the morning time?
Morning time already, huh?
Oh, so I want to go back to this one question from Galena.
Mm-hmm.
So back to the original question here, because I want to hit on this a little bit more. Let me scroll back here.
Yeah.
Billy. So Billy Jack Haynes, Vince
Oh.
McMahon, Dynamite Kid, LJNs, because they already existed in the original line. I don't know. Like I don't want to create figures that already exist, and that's the
Okay.
tough part with like Latuni and Big Rubber Guys, LJN. Even now with Mattel coming out with their own LJNs, you're competing with 4 different companies that are creating their own figures, right? That's what was so cool about creating with the YouTubers that cover wrestling.
Mm-hmm.
Nobody was coming out with Waddy's channel. Nobody was coming out with Bone Breaking Action. Nobody was coming out with uh new uh New 80s Revolution. Nobody was coming out with bum wrestling with bum shadows, right? It was so awesome to get our own wrestling figures, and our viewers, our fans who follow our channels, it would give them the opportunity to have their own figures for viewers who watch our channels and who support us.
Mm-hmm.
And but figures like Billy Jack Haynes from the original LJN line, that's like right there my top 12 all-time favorite LJN figures. So I absolutely love that figure, right? Would I like to have that figure remade for my line? Yeah, I would. It's an awesome piece. I didn't grow up watching Billy Jack Haynes, so I really don't have that nostalgia or the history of that character. I think my first introduction to Billy Jack Haynes came from collecting the LJN line, when I started collecting the line a few years back. So,
Okay.
um,
I remembered him a little bit for his wrestler, but I don't think he wrestled in WWF for a super long time. And then later on, I heard, I think that he came from Portland and then went back to Portland, I think, if I remember correctly.
yeah,
And then eventually, I think he started a rival promotion to Don Owens, I think, ran Portland. All that stuff I didn't know as a kid. I learned later
yeah.
on.
Yeah, Chris Benoit, though, I think that you mentioned it with the kids, though, with the family. I mean, there's got to be some good that comes from that, right? I
Could
mean,
be.
they've got to be able to do some kind of profit from that because, I mean, if some family member, if they heard my story, like they knew what I was doing and they were interested. I mean, I know there's a lot of people that would love to get a Chris Benoit action figure, LJN
Because maybe you
or
could do
something of
both.
it.
Maybe you could do Benoit and Woman. What was her real name? Because that's who, that was his wife at the time that he killed, right? She was Woman for a while and a few other, she was a manager. Because a lot of times, the only reason I know is because I watched Dark Side of the Ring, and his son, he's probably older even now. His son, and I think that was her sister, and they
Mm,
finally got together and reunited and stuff. So you have family there that definitely Woman you can make because she didn't do anything, right? She got
yeah,
murdered by him. It's probably going to be tricky to make Benoit, but if you could do it as like a package deal to help them both
yeah,
out, or memorialize them because they were important to a lot of people's lives. Unfortunately, you know, stuff happened to Benoit. I mean, clearly, whether it was the head injuries and wrestling, that probably played a part of it. The real big part of it, which I didn't know at the time, was when Eddie Guerrero passed away. They were real close
mm.
friends, and I think that broke him. I'm not saying he was justified in murdering his family.
No,
That
of course
can't.
not.
How
No,
do you justify that? Unless you find out secretly Woman was a serial killer, but then why would he killed his young son? So there's no justice, right? He clearly, at that point was completely broken. But you could kind of see it. I guess I think was it William Regal or something like that. There was some weird vibes that that I think he picked up on early on. And so when they announced that Benoit died and so did his family, I think Regal, if you go back on that Monday Night Raw where they accidentally kind of memorialized him before they got the full picture, you could kind of tell that Regal wasn't quite as sunshiny as the rest of them. I think he secretly suspected something bad might have happened. Somehow he picked up on something, vibe wise or something like that. I guess he was, he's pretty good about that sort of thing. At least that's the thing I got from, I think it was Dark Side of the Ring where I saw it. That's just amazing to think about.
With David Schultz, you mentioned it. Galena brought it up
You
here.
could do that. Oh, he does.
That I think that'd be fun. I know. I keep hearing a lot of folks, especially a lot of guys on the '80s channels. You know, Jason. Obviously, he brings it up all the time as being someone that he wants to see. He always asks. You know, hey, he talks to Net about making a David Schultz at some point.
Mm-hmm. And then do a John Stossel, and then you can reenact
maybe that. I mean, why not?
Galena's got a good idea though. If you want to do a Benoit, you could definitely do his son. Apparently, he is indie wrestling. I couldn't remember if Benoit. I wish I knew his son's name. Was going to get into wrestling, but Galena's saying he is. He's an indie wrestler right now, so you could do him. If you can't do Benoit, maybe do him. Yeah, and you could do Woman. I mean, there's nothing wrong with that. I can't remember her name.
Oh, from Bangladesh. Oh, that's awesome.
She feels like such a terrible name, though. Like they called her Woman. That feels so disrespectful. Okay, what was her name?
Someone also wrestles indie and music. Man, I need to do some serious research into this stuff.
Nancy Elizabeth Benoit. I think her maiden name is Toffaloni. Nancy Benoit. Nancy, though. So there you go. Huh. After graduating from high school.
Yeah, that makes sense too.
Got a job answering phones at State Farm. But I like the idea. Yeah, so now I want to look at what's his son's name. Martina Nancy, suicide by hanging. Children, it just said children 3. But I want to know, wish I could remember his name. So Nancy, much better than Woman.
But like Galena said, it's a Benoit. Yeah, the son of Chris. I think that would make sense.
David,
it would allow him to actually have his own figures, have something that he could maybe sell at his shows, and people would still buy it because they want to support him, especially what happened, in his personal life and whatnot. So, that would. I think I would probably want to help him out a little bit more because, again, that history, I think it speaks to all of us. So,
yeah,
that would be awesome. I think I would love that. I would love to work with him. There obviously, like I said, there are certain people that, given the opportunity, I just don't know how to reach out to a lot of people. Luckily, like the situation with Bushwhacker Luke, I came across a Facebook posting and bam, there was his email plastered. So I was able to reach out that way, which was awesome. Guys, if you are on the live stream either right now or if you are watching this live stream at a later date, Peter B. Beautiful. Look that name up, get on YouTube, try to follow his wrestling matches, Peter B. Beautiful, because it has been an absolute honor to be able to be working with him. I feel like he is one of those indie wrestlers. He's been working for decades, and he is one of those guys who I feel like we are going to work really well together. I feel like he's going to be a really easy guy to sign in the future, and he has an awesome look. I kind of feel like it's like an Adrian Adonis meets Bret Hart type of look.
Okay,
and I told him many times that he's got the type of gimmick, the type of look that I'm interested in. So.
Yeah, because as soon as I searched, I saw some clip notes, and the one guy looked like Adrian Adonis, and I'm like, I wonder if that's the Peter B. Beautiful based on the name. And you confirmed.
Yeah. Yeah, so I kind of feel like if you guys know who that is, or you make yourself familiar with him, he could be a future representative of Maniac Right Wrestling. I'm trying to also fill this line with a lot of indie wrestlers because you know what, they need representation, right?
They do.
They would love to have their own action figures that they can sell at their shows, at the merchandising tables. So
I think was that BBA's idea or someone that was a really great idea. Instead of just selling
yeah, I mean
T-shirts
that's what
or selling
BBA
photos, that's a what do you call it, differentiator for them too. You imagine
yeah,
you see Peter be beautiful, like, oh, that's cool, as an indie wrestler, and then after the thing, he's there signing pictures. Well, okay, but he's there signing action figures. Like, how many people can say
exactly.
that? I've
BB
never
has
been
been
to an
telling
indie
me that
show.
for the
Yeah,
longest time to try and get some
yeah,
indie wrestlers, and
that'd be really cool for them and for you. I mean, I'm sure they would get a kick out of it. And then you'd get legitimate wrestlers wrestling figures, and I mean, no offense to them, but you won't have to pay demolition prices or even Luke and Butch prices for their figures.
Chick
Yeah,
Donovan. I don't know.
the name
I
sounds
don't
familiar.
I don't recognize that name.
The name's familiar, but I can't say I've seen.
I
I've
mean,
seen it from something else.
it a lot of names I may not know the I may follow them by a different name, but I'm gonna
Right on
write this stuff.
down. Yeah. Oh, new video from Cornette. It was amazing. So I was watching, it's YouTube, so it remembers all the things I looked at, and it looks like Cornette came up with another 1984. What him and Brian Last have been going through is like 84 wrestlers that are in their 30s, and there was a ton that were just great wrestlers in 1984 that were in their 30s. That I mean, the list is super long. You don't realize how much talent there was back then compared to like nowadays. Oh wow, Chick Donovan. Yeah, the name I just can't. I can't picture a face right now. I'm not the biggest historian. Chick Donovan wrestler. Thank you. Oh, here's a little article or a video on Dutch Mantel on Chick Donovan. He's got a podcast too. I watch it.
Dutch
Oh,
Mantel. Yeah, I
there's
check him out every now and then.
Jim Cornette on Chick Donovan. So see, because YouTube knows, hey, you watch these type of videos, it presents those first. Arn Anderson on Chick Donovan. Yeah, he does look like that. Classic Chick Donovan interview from High Spot. Oh yeah, okay. 70-year-old Chick Donovan versus Jay George 2 years ago. Wow, I have seen his picture. I've just never seen him actually wrestle. Oh, here's Ricky Steamboat versus Chick Donovan Wrestling Challenge, February 22nd, 1987, in the WWF. Yeah, so yeah, check it out on YouTube. There's all kinds of stuff.
Oh,
Interviews.
you know what?
Tom
Peter.
Pritchard.
You know,
Chick Donovan.
Peter Beautiful. He's actually going to wrestle Warlord in a couple of days. He said.
Really?
So that's actually pretty awesome.
The Warlord. So you need to, if you know Peter Be Beautiful, you should say, hey, could you talk to Warlord for me? We'll get you a package deal.
I mean that.
You were just talking about Warlord. I assume that's how it works, right? You network. As soon as you get a few wrestlers, you break in. Like, didn't you say AJ? Didn't he get in through either Axe or Smash? One of the
Yeah, he met Bill Eadie,
okay.
And he was able to work from there. Yeah, so I mean, getting Andre, getting Macho Man, but
he got them all through Bill.
I think so. I mean, I think that's how he told me he met Bill Eadie first.
That's cool.
But
I start somewhere.
But I mean, look at the names he got though. The names he got are huge. I mean,
He's
he may
still
not have
getting.
the biggest roster, but
He's
I
working.
mean, both of Demolition, Ric Flair, Macho Man, Andre the Giant. I mean, those are huge superstars. Inoki is a huge New Japan Pro Wrestling superstar.
Yeah.
I mean, who else has he got? I mean, Legion of Doom,
Legion
major
of Doom.
superstars.
I mean, two of your best tag teams from the 80s and 90s there, right
And
away.
then he's got Marty
Tito
Jannetty
Santana,
and
Marty
Tito
Jannetty, and then did he get Jacques Rougeau? I forgot that he signed. I think he got Jacques.
I'm not sure about that.
And Davey Boy Smith, because I've seen he's working on that. So he's talked to his family. So I mean, he's gotten. Admittedly, there's figures of those folks out there, but he's building up. I think it was Kyle Peterson. I watched his review of the Inoki figure, and he said that's such a different figure that he thinks all of them from now on should have moving parts. And I'm like, yeah, I kind of like the LJN. I don't like the modern, the Mattel Elites that are articulated where the foot has like 7 points of. I'm like, that's too much. They feel too fragile. But as soon as I could move Inoki's arms up and down, I'm like, okay, now I want to twist his head. I want to twist his waist. So like, hey AJ, could you add a few more points of articulation? I guess is the modern term. I don't want them to be elites. But as soon as you see a little bit movement and you still got the rubber feel, you're like, oh, yeah, I want more. I want a little bit more now. Twist his head now, like he did with the Everest. I think the first Macho can only twist at the waist. And now Legion of Doom can twist at the waist and the arms. And now I'm like, okay, head next, right? I want to move his head, right? Can we work on that? I think Did he do that with Andre? He's coming out with an Andre Everest too.
He has the Everest.
I don't
Yeah,
remember.
I was just gonna say that he's that Everest
Mhm.
Andre the Giant. Like, what is it? Like a 13-inch figure, I
I
think,
hope so.
because the others are 12-inch. So that one
Thanks
is got
his
to be a little bit
critics.
bigger.
I still can't believe the critics are like, "Oh, Andre's not to scale." No, he is to scale. All the other Andres are not to scale. Did you ever see Andre and Marty Jannetty standing head to head? No, because Andre is bigger. What the hell? Oh, I can't believe you made Andre bigger. He's called Andre the Giant, right? That wasn't, that wasn't an ironic nickname like calling me tiny, right? It was because he was the giant. He was huge. Of course, he should be bigger. What the
Um,
Isn't that funny? Because like you look at the BRGs, it looks a little ridiculous. I got the face paint Andre, and he's the same height as Macho, and he's the same height as He's the same height as Danhausen. Yeah, that makes sense. No offense to Danhausen, but you're not Andre the Giant, right? Like, come on,
you know
scale.
what? The only thing that I'm concerned about with Bushwhackers, if
Mm-hmm.
that happens, though, let's say
He did both.
Luke, let's say Luke agrees,
Oh,
but I can only get one Bushwhacker, and I mess out on the tag team partner, right? That is really gonna screw up. I mean, don't get me wrong. I will take the deal 100% every single time, no matter what. But I know it's gonna piss off a lot of fans. It's gonna be like 1989 all over again with
oh,
Warlord
yeah.
and No Barbarian. Like,
Yeah.
where is one tag team partner and where's the other, right?
Now, why did that
Um,
happen? Had Barbarian left the wrestling or something, or did he just not sign? Did you
no, I
say?
mean, I just think because LJN sold it to Grand Toys and they
Okay,
just didn't want to release any more figures, probably
just the timing thing.
more than likely.
It is interesting. Well, and then originally they only got one of the demolition too, right, or something like that.
Yeah, I mean, look at it this way. When you look at the
That's
back
really
of the
egregious.
card, it doesn't say Warlord. It says Powers of Pain. They show the two characters together in the bio card or in the picture.
Sorry, we went power. We meant power of pain. Just one power. That S was the mistake. Sorry about that. I
Yeah,
still think you
see,
could do one, but then again, I mean, Butch has passed away, so I wonder how well his family would work with you.
yeah, because
I don't know.
it wouldn't be a 2-pack. It would be an individual card. So I mean, I would
They each can make their own money. Yeah.
yeah. So I mean, I could technically release them on at different points, but I would love to. I would prefer to release them in the same series if I could.
Yeah, individually, but same series would make sense. I think you could get them both. I feel kind of sad. I mean, it's great that Luke is reachable, but I feel sad. Like, does he need the money? Some of the folks, he didn't make a killing when he was there when it was getting big, and I'm sure he made some money. But you feel bad when you see. Hopefully, they're doing it for the fun. But like you'll see, like Jake
Yeah,
the Snake Roberts out at some of these conventions and stuff. Hopefully, they're having fun with it. But I suspect some of them need the money, and that makes me a little sad.
dude.
He might need
Jake
the money actually, Jake. If you could
Jake
get him,
Roberts, Sergeant Slaughter, Ted DiBiase, Honky Tonk Man, Greg Valentine.
Ted could need the money. He's got some lawsuits. He's either
Yeah,
suing
are
or
they?
getting sued.
Damn.
Well, because his son, one of his sons, both of his sons, does he have more than one son? Have you followed this in Mississippi? Somehow it's tied into Brett Favre, but I think
Mm-mm.
he's got at least two sons, and one's already pled guilty. He's going to go to jail, and the other one's
Oh,
fighting it.
damn.
Yeah. Now I don't know that Ted did anything, but he did lose his. I think he had some kind of, what do you call it when like you're a preacher? I don't know if it was a church or a church organization, but it shut down. I think he might have taken some money that he didn't realize. I'm trying to be plausible. I'm giving him plausible liability. I don't know that Ted was in on it, but somehow he got some of this dirty money, and I think he had to shut down, pay it back, or shut down. And so there wasn't that big. He's not one of those. What do you call those big preachers with the huge churches and they make money on TV? He wasn't one of those, so he didn't have the money to pay it back.
Was that televangelist or something?
Yeah, there you go. Like yeah, dang, I can't remember Jimmy Swaggart and those folks. That you're kind of like, I'm not religious, but even if you were, I'm like, yeah, these guys aren't following the teachings of Jesus Christ here. But he wasn't like that. It seems like he's a good guy in his old age, but he got caught up in it because it was his sons, and maybe he helped him out, and that's how he got. I don't know. But maybe he'll need the money. I don't know. To start a new
But
church.
since all those guys are still kicking, I
Yeah,
mean, maybe I would
he
like
still looks
to
in great shape.
make some figures of them. But here's the thing:
Yeah.
same thing I talked about earlier. They all have original LJNs, and I
Um,
don't want to make figures of LJNs that already exist.
but do some of those LJNs suck, or would you improve on them and then give you an excuse to remake them?
Well, Honky Tonk Man and $1 Million Man. People
Okay.
don't like them because they come suited. Here's the thing. I love the fact that they're suited. The fact that they're suited give
Oh,
them their added graphics and design. So
None of the LJNs had cloth accessories, did they? The originals?
no, no
Could you
cloth.
could you turn it into a cloth accessory? Or would that look weird? And so they could
I
take
mean,
a suit off and play with
I
them, and
don't
then
trust, to be honest, because I
I don't
mean,
think
this
it
is
would
only
be.
the first time going through the factory for
Yeah,
these figures.
yeah.
I don't trust them enough to be able to make that stuff. Maybe over time, I mean, with more releases, we can see what happens. But at least in this early going, I'm gonna try and make things as simple as possible.
Okay, yeah. Well, yeah, yeah. I wouldn't start.
With that Aztec Men figure I tried coming out with, they basically told me that the original design Bump Shadows came up with
Hmm.
was too difficult for them to make. We had to
All
dumb it
right.
down for them to make it to simplify it because
Yeah,
the paint job was too difficult for them because they had to hand paint all of
it was
it.
hand painted. Yeah, it was like,
So
oh,
I'm like, well, this is bullshit because that Aztec Man we wanted, that was the design that was going to sell.
yeah. Was
I
there
mean,
any
that
other?
was
Yeah, I mean, it looks great, what's nice about that is that you can get away with it. But people are going to say that's Ricky Steamboat, but you're like, no, it's Aztec Man. But
yeah.
it's kind of one of his
But it is
gimmicks.
Ricky Steamboat,
But you can
but
get away with it, though. I mean, maybe Ricky's gettable. I don't know. I don't know where his contracts are.
yeah.
Um, it's weird though; those legend contracts prevent them from making their own figures with other people. But that's probably because Mattel and WWE are in bed with each other. So Mattel's probably like, "Hey, wait a minute. You've got Ricky Steamboat, whoever locked up. We should be the ones making the figures. Why are you letting all these other companies make figures of Ricky or whatever?" So I get it. When they
Yeah,
signed it.
so Galena, I do want to make nails. Again, he's on my list of
Ooh,
10
yeah.
favorites that I want. I'm right now. I'm trying to limit myself to 10 figures,
Okay.
and
Where?
now I say 10 figures right now. 2 years from now, 5 years, 10 years, I could have 500 figures out.
Yeah.
Just throwing out a number. I mean, this is just hearsay. This is just ballparking, throw out for conversation. Um, I say 10 figures for two reasons. Number one, I figure 10 figures is enough where fans can have enough figures to have an enjoyable line of action figures for collection purposes. At the same time, I'm not overexerting myself financially or otherwise, right? So,
Right. Yeah, maybe
um,
sell a few figures before you make 87 figures, whatever the LJN had.
right,
That's
exactly.
interesting.
So I figure if I do eventually decide I do want to make another figure myself, the Wadi Soldier, okay, maybe
Mhm.
one. The Devil, Wadi Devil, number two, Damian Riot, number two. Bum Shadows, number three. BBA, number four. Maybe we could throw in New 80s Revolution at some point, number five.
I mean,
The one character I can't mention until the end of the month when
mm,
I pay him, number six. Okay, let's say Bushwhackers. If we throw in both of them, hypothetically, that's who I want. 6 and 7. Let's say Aldo Montoya because I really love his design. Nails. I mean, that's already 10. Um, I also talked about wanting the '90s era Warlord. That's already
mhm.
11, right? So, I mean, who else do I want? Virgil, Skinner, maybe the actual Mountie, the Quebecers Mountie with
Hmm.
actual full Canadian officer suit. Like I want that look.
And he must be available if AJ signed him. I'm pretty sure AJ did, meaning he's not got a exclusive contract with WWF, Mattel, or whatever WB, whatever it is. Excuse me.
Well,
Uh,
if Ahmad has signed Jacques Rougeau, right? I wouldn't try to step on his toes and hey, AJ, do you have his contact info? I want to try and sign him. No, I wouldn't do that.
oh yeah, yeah.
Especially since he has he makes LJN and I'm like a competitor. Like I wouldn't want to do that to him.
That's true.
Um,
I meant it as like a hey, so that means he's signable. But yeah, that's a good point. I mean, heck,
because
you could come out with like 10 or 20 just bum shadows if he sold all those figures. All those he should maybe he should make some of his own figures too. But I kind of want to see
yeah,
some of those made, but that's just too many. Like I don't know
yeah,
how you can make. You'd have to make them all so that you could reuse the mold, and maybe it's only hand painting differences to make it affordable. I don't know. But then that eliminates some of the stuff. Like some of them he has props, some of them he doesn't. So like
yeah,
that's part of the fun. I guess if you can make them separately. I don't know.
yeah. So
Like
Galena, if if Kevin
is
Kevin
there some?
Pelkey, who is from Print Fury, he made this really amazing Berserker figure.
Hmm.
Um, if you jump on Etsy, look at XOX Customs by Random Treasures. You could buy the XOX Customs a Berserker figure. And if I were to get like that exact mold and were to release that as a licensed Berserker figure, that would be amazing because that mold that Kevin created for Net to release,
Hmm.
obviously Kevin does the designs, and then Net she takes those designs and she creates them into rubber form, and she creates her custom figures. That Berserker is perfect. Problem is, if I wanted to make Berserker, for example, and let's say I signed Berserker and John Nord, and I went to Kevin, hey, I signed John Nord. I need a Berserker character. Would he create a new Berserker figure for me, knowing that he already made this absolutely exquisite Berserker figure in the past? Maybe, but how would he want to put in that work for another one? And I want to use Kevin because he's already made a number of really great figures for me. So I want to stick with the same customizer because I think it's awesome to use one artist. That way all of the art is similar, right?
It looks, yeah,
You
it
don't want
fits
to keep
together.
changing up looks each and every time,
You have that
and you,
chance
you
with
kind of
most
know the
artists.
quality that you're going to get each and every time.
Hmm. The Goon.
We were
Yeah,
just talking about the Goon the other day.
a
Who
lot of
was
good
that?
accessories.
Skinner? No, not Skinner. Hey, was it Skinner?
Was it the
No,
same guy? I don't
no,
remember watching
it
wrestling
was
when the Goon was a kid.
it was the guy from the AWA tag team,
Oh, really?
the Long Riders. Damn, what was his name? Long Riders.
Bill Irwin?
Thank you.
I had to look it up. Yeah, you're right. The Long Riders, the Superstars, Mid South, born in Pecos, Texas. Scott Irwin was his brother, or still
Couldn't
is.
remember his darn name. It was driving me nuts.
Bill Irwin, the Black Scorpion, the Goon, Super Destroyer, number one.
I don't know if I would make the Goon. Like I only know about the Goon through collecting nowadays. Like I never saw him or knew about him when I
Yeah, I
was
never.
young at
I
all.
don't think I was watching wrestling when he was a thing, but later on I learned about it. I'm like, oh, that's kind of fun. That was, I think, definitely the days of WWF when everyone had a job. I think, like somebody said, literally, right? Like, oh, here's the garbage man, here's the plumber, here's the hockey player, right? Like,
Yeah,
yeah,
so
that's
like
true. A lot of the
that
gimmicks were job based. Here's
yeah,
the
so
lawyer.
that's the thing
Here's the cat.
that I feel like that's another reason like I stopped buying grapples and gimmicks, right? Again, I didn't stop enjoying the company or stop enjoying the figures or anything,
Yeah,
but like I also feel like they were releasing figures just for the sake of releasing figures. TL Hopper. I think TL Hopper from Grapplers and Gimmicks is one of their greatest figures that they've released. I think it was, like I said, I think it's a perfect figure. I
well,
have no complaints about that piece, but who the hell was TL
I was just
Hopper?
gonna say, I'm glad I'm because I'm like I'm drawing a blank. I can't even picture.
If you asked me who TL Hopper was when I bought the figure, I had no freaking clue
Yeah, I
because I
noticed that.
never saw TL Hopper wrestle in WWF. Like
Oh, that was his name. The plumber's name was T.L. Hopper. He was the
yeah,
plumber.
yeah.
Okay, yeah. I just mentioned him. That's funny. See, I just literally mentioned him, and I didn't know his
Like
nickname.
so
T.L.
I
Hopper.
know a lot of people like were I know people breaking out used to talk about it. But like, I never saw him. Like he has like one of the most perfect grappling and gimmick figures ever. But like I had no freaking clue who he was.
Does that
And grappling and gimmicks, they release all of these characters, and I have no idea who a good chunk of them are. So they are releasing all of these random characters. I'm like,
that is funny?
great,
Well,
great for all of these wrestlers who are getting their action figures when they've never had action figures before. Kudos to them. That's amazing for them. But like for me personally, if I'm creating a wrestling action figure line, one, yes, I want to start with probably indie wrestlers
yeah,
who never had action figures on their own. Otherwise, if I'm going to go with actual, WWF superstars, I'm probably going to want to go with someone that I grew up watching, and
yeah.
I'm probably going to go with someone in the '90s. Like, think about your WWF Hasbro's. Look at anyone that had an action figure released in the Hasbro line. I want to go with someone that was created with those figures,
Hmm.
and that's what I'm looking for.
Hmm.
Otherwise, yeah. When people come to me like, hey, you could probably sign this indie wrestler, they'll probably sign for cheap. Something that's within my budget because I'm I'm not a rich guy, right?
Yeah.
Uh, I'm basically trying to uh pay within my limit, which is not
Hmm.
that much, but I want to make sure that these guys get something. Um, and then once I make the figures, and hopefully I'm able to pay them a fraction of what I sell the figures for,
Hmm.
that way they get some kind of royalty out of it, and that way they're still getting paid, which is awesome for them. I make some money from the sales, which is great. That's why I respected Zombie Sailors back in the day. That's why I respected Big Rubber Guys, because I love the fact that they signed these guys and that they are getting paid for the sales of these figures.
Hmm.
But like Goon, I'm like who the heck was the Goon? Like I had no idea who that was.
Yeah, I didn't watch at the time. I only later on did I find there was like, oh, there was a wrestler that was a hockey player gimmick named the Goon. I'm like, oh, that's kind of fun.
um,
I don't think it was. I think it was short lived, but I missed it.
but I use TL Hopper as an example because he was just kind of like the first one that kind of popped in my head. But
So
there's a ton of characters
why did
that
they call
really.
him TL Hopper if he was a plumber? I was trying to look, but maybe I'll look later. It had nothing to do with plumbing, did it? Like the TL? Like, why would, what kind of,
I forgot what it stood for.
such a funny name for a plumber? Oh, because
Mm.
as soon as you said TL Hopper, I'm like, I had no idea that was the plumber. I just knew the plumber gimmick. TL Hopper. Yeah, because I think I've seen him. I think he's still available at Grapplers and Gimmicks. Because I think they make it so there's like a mail away um, toilet or something like that, right? Isn't doesn't
Yeah,
that?
it was really good.
Which
I
is
like
kind
that
of
they
funny.
actually put a turd in the toilet. I'm
Do
like,
they?
that is so
I
nasty.
didn't
That's
catch
so
that
funny
part
though.
because you get the mail away toilet when you buy them. I think right. They're doing it as an homage to the back in the day when you got mail away figures and accessories, right? There's no
Well,
actual
the toilet came with the figure when it was shipped out.
right, yeah, but they I think he packages it separately like it is a mail away, right?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Mimicking the original mail away concept. Yeah, that's pretty funny. Or like some of them, is it Grapplers and Gimmicks that does that, or something else that does like the? It looks like a KB toy type of sticker, price tag they put on it, like a
Yeah,
fake
they
one.
do that too.
Do they do that too? Yeah, that's pretty neat. He's got some neat things. Like,
Figure
they don't
collection,
have
I
any.
think, does that. Figure collection sends you extra
Is it figure?
stickers.
Oh, do they? Yeah, I think. I'm trying to remember the last figure collections I got. I think so. But it's kind of neat those little homages. I haven't got any grapplers and gimmicks yet because there's a million retros and I just haven't gotten onto them. But and they look kind of neat. And he's got some interesting figures. Because every time I look, I'm like, well, I want to get at least one Jake. I don't need all three. I do want to get like the Charles Wright because it's three of his characters. And then you're looking like, oh, the Hillbilly Jim looks good. There's a Coco Beware I wouldn't mind. The who was the based on the Robert De Niro character? What was his name? It was near the end of his career, so he didn't have enough left in him. Danny Spivey, right? He came in as like a wife, like a white wife beater T-shirt.
Yeah,
What was his name? You know what I'm talking about? What was his name? He had a
yeah.
funny
They
name.
just call him Dan Spivey on the
No,
card.
no, but then did they? But in this case, he had it was a character, right? A specific character modeled after that Robert De Niro character from that one movie where he terrorizes the family. I'm trying to remember what the movie was called. I don't want to look it up, but they have a figure of that looks pretty cool. But it was near the end of Spivey's career, I think, and so he didn't have enough juice left. But he played the gimmick well. Hoping
But
somebody.
what we need is what do you call the skyscrapers.
Oh, there you go.
So
Yeah.
we need to get Spivey and Sid Udy.
They've
So
never
that
had.
would.
Have they ever had figures together as the skyscrapers anywhere? Have you ever seen a Galoob or a retro or nothing? Right?
I don't think so.
I've never ran into
In
that.
fact, Grapplers and Gimmicks is the first time I think I've ever seen his figure.
Is Justice signed to Legends or anywhere? Is he signed anywhere?
I would imagine so.
When's the last time
Probably.
I've seen a new Sid Justice figure? I don't remember. Or Vicious, either way. I
That
don't
never had a
know.
figure, but people always wanted one. If this exists,
Mm-hmm.
uh,
Well,
had a
maybe the
figure, but people always
skyscrapers.
wanted.
I don't know about
Yeah.
everyone, but I think a lot of people would like the skyscrapers. You might be right about that. We got a guest
Excuse
on
me,
the
madam,
show.
madam,
We got a guest on
madam.
the show.
Excuse me. Don't.
Definitely, if you have a figure of yourself, just like your normal self, you have to have a bunch of cats with you. We got Butters the dog, and we got what, 4 cats? Meow.
Well, now Summer wants to say hi.
You can
You
kind of
want to
tell.
say hi?
You can kind of see the camera, but I don't know. Okay, that was enough. Time to move again.
Sit.
Like most cats, it's rare when you see like a picture like, oh, my cat likes to be held like a baby. I'm like, wow, you lucky. I've never really ever had a cat. Like for a little bit, you pet them and then like, okay, that's enough.
Well,
But
Morty
so
does. Summer, not so much.
yeah, it's
No,
hard.
don't eat the tape, you crazy.
Most cats are so independent. I'll be held for a
Here,
little
take
bit,
this
and then I'm
one.
like, no, I'm ready to go. I want to go
Don't
down. I want to jump on stuff. I found a neat cardboard box in the other room. I want to get in. Whatever. Those are
see.
almost universally loved. Cats almost universally love cardboard boxes. It's
I
amazing.
have these little strings of tape that I use to take down my boxes when I ship something out, and she keeps jumping on here to eat the darn tape strings.
Tasty tape. Is there catnip in that tape or something? Is it made out of catnip or something? What's going on?
No, she's just freaking nuts.
It's just like, oh, here's something of Dad's. Let me bite into it and chew on it for a while.
I
Let me.
think about 8:30, we're gonna be about an hour and a half, and I'm probably gonna cash it in for the night. Don't want to spend too much time away from the wife, but
That went quick.
it did, man. Shoot, we had a lot to talk about tonight.
T.L. Hopper. So now, it's so funny. I never would have guessed that was the plumber's name. ECW. Oh, yeah.
I did not watch ECW early '90s. No, man, I never did.
I tried to watch some of the older stuff when it was on Peacock. Are they the ECW figures? Well, I guess Just Incredible would be an ECW figure, so Aldo would be close. But an
Yeah,
ECW figures we'd want? Atom Bomb. There are a
yeah.
few Atom Bomb. Well, yeah, there's a few Atom Bombs, right?
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
Cella Toys made a
Okay.
couple. I like their sort of glow in
Yeah,
the dark type version.
I've got that one. Yeah, because I think Epic had a Black Friday sale and they were starting to sell to America right direct from their website, even though it's in the UK. And I think I got Atom Bomb, both of them loose, one glow in the dark, one not. And I think what was it? Big Daddy, wasn't he a British wrestler? I thought that'd be kind of neat to get just because I'd heard of him. Oh, and
Yeah, I
Haystack.
got that
A
one.
lot of Haystacks loose and a Big
Yep.
Daddy loose. There's a bunch of them loose that I'm like, yeah, I don't care. I don't need the cardboard.
Yeah, I like those big ones. So original San Francisco, I'd probably classify that as probably my third favorite line. And I think original San Francisco is probably like the time I started looking at card backs and
Mm.
really starting appreciating the card back designs. Plus, I love the fact that the card backs are like really hard cardboard. So that was really awesome. And when you look at them, I mean, they're slightly smaller than LJNs, right? And they're just they're 7 inches, so they're slightly smaller than LJNs, and they're almost twice the size of Galoobs. And they're made by Galoob, right? They're the same family from that made Galoob. So
Yeah, yeah.
the poses are roughly the same. They're good color scheme, good characters,
Because how big are
and
the Gloobs? The Gloobs were how big were they? They're a little bit bigger than retros, but not quite LGN, right?
I mean
What
they're about the same size,
five?
4 inches,
Were they about 4 inches? I'm trying to remember. So I
same
had
exact
some.
size as Hasbro.
Okay, I didn't realize that. And then now I didn't realize because I knew OSFTM were the spiritual successor to Gloob because I think what did Gloob stop making them or they bought and they said no, we're not making this figures anymore. So one of the higher ups who I think was related to whoever started Gloob started the original San Francisco toy makers, right? Said, well, fine, I'm going to keep
Yeah.
making them.
Well, I think they went out of business. David
And
Galoob went out
somehow
of
they
business.
had to stop making them, and then this person who was high up at that Gloob or whatever the company was decided to keep making them, but had to start their own company to do it. And that
And it
became
came back a couple years later.
but I
So
didn't
what they
realize they
call
were
it?
bigger than the original Gloobs. I didn't
Oh
realize
yeah,
that.
yeah, yeah.
So I don't have any. I keep looking at like online at eBay and stuff because I think you can get some fairly reasonable. That's the one that has the black Jimmy Hart, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I should have actually. I found a picture somebody posted. I think it was like John Trotta or something like that.
Uh-huh.
I see his name all the time on even on Facebook. These different
Okay.
LJN Facebook groups and stuff like that.
Oh,
So
there's a million of those.
I think he posted either him or one of those guys. They posted a side by side of the dark skin and light skin Jimmy Hart, and the light skin Jimmy or the dark skin Jimmy Hart that I have the loose figure.
Mm-hmm.
It's obviously a custom because
Yeah.
it has Hulk on his jacket, and the original dark skin has Hogan on his jacket. So,
Okay.
but I
Jimmy's
mean,
probably not
it's
available,
more.
but wouldn't that be funny to get him and make a light and a dark skin, like an homage to the OSFTM figure, but also an homage to kind of like the hot dog Hogan and the weird stuff Mattel's doing with their LGNs nowadays?
But that's what I would. That's what I want. I would love to have Jimmy Hart. I would.
I
That's
don't
what I
know
would
if
make.
you get him.
I would make Jimmy Hart
That'd
if
be
I had
cool.
Jimmy. If I had signed Jimmy Hart, I
Mhm.
would make his original San Francisco figure with dark skin.
Wouldn't that
Man,
be cool?
I would make two variants. I would make a
Yeah,
dark skin Jimmy Hart.
that would be neat. And then you could
I
fast
would
track
make his original San Francisco figure.
EC Dub. Yeah, because who is it?
Uh,
Who was it that I haven't seen him tonight? What's his name? But one Lance. Is it Lance that wants a?
EDA
He
Mustard,
keeps
what's up, guys?
for a while. Lance kept talking about your black Jimmy Hart. I'm like, he would probably buy one. EC Dub. Yeah, there's some ECW figures you can make. I wonder who's available. Paul Heyman would not be. He's currently working with WWE, so he probably isn't available.
Which one? Jimmy Hart?
Paul Heyman.
Hmm.
My name is Paul Heyman. He's probably not available because he's actively working for the WWE right now. You know,
Yeah.
he's managing the Vision or whatever stupid name. The increasingly vanishing Vision. Now that Braun Breaker's hurt too, Seth Rollins and Braun Breaker out. That was a real flop. Yeah, to sell.
I figure to sell, so I don't have to go back to work in a minute.
Yeah, that's a bigger question.
How many need to sell?
Mm-hmm.
Pretty much all of them. But yeah.
Well, you'd have to keep selling them because that would just be a one-time hit. You need to keep bills keep coming every month, don't they? Or
yeah.
Every quarter, every year. So it's like you have to keep selling them. But I mean, who knows? That's where it starts, right? I'm sure.
Well, here's the thing.
Wrestlers, but Collect Major, you know, when they started, you know, who knew
yep.
that?
When these things when these things sell out, like I'm not gonna just say, hey, you know, we made 250 and that's it. Like I'm gonna, if I say, hey, these sold out in a reasonable amount of time, I'm probably gonna put in a new order so that I have more, so I can replenish the inventory.
You're not gonna be like Collect Major and say, "F you, go to eBay and pay 3 times the price."
No, well, we'll always have inventory on hand so that these can always be made.
What you should do is like them, you hold back a few and then you go and whatnot and scalp them yourself.
Shoot,
that still irks me. I don't know if Myers is probably the nicer of the bunch, but Cardona and Kinnick have done that both. And I'm like, you losers. Would they just fall off the truck? Like they deliberately they did what scalpers did. They ordered extra for themselves and then they sold them on their whatnot show. Now admittedly, sometimes if it's Cardona stuff, he'll always sign it and charge you a double. I'm like, you're not Hulk Hogan, Zack Ryder, you know, I don't need your autograph.
And here's another thing to my buyers. Anybody that's in the live stream, any figure that I have, I mean, I'm not that important of a person, but Jesus Christ, if you want my signature on a Maniac Riot Wrestling figure, I will sign that bastard for free for you. Just ask me to sign it before you want me to ship it out. God dang it.
That'd be kind of a nice gimmick. You have like free signature on every, if you want it. Like Cornette does, he'll even personalize it. So you can put like a brief message. He does like a character limit. You can put, like his comments, thank you, fuck you, bye. A lot of people put on there, or there's all kinds of stuff. And then he'll sign your friend Jim Cornette, but he'll put a message on it if you want. It's amazing because there's not a lot of room. Yeah, talk about your action figures. Your Chinese wife. That'd be a different word for action figure. That'd be kind of a neat gimmick. You sign them all if you wanted.
That's what's up, man. Dude,
that'd be pretty cool.
But yeah, I mean, I'm trying to think. I'm wondering if I'm trying to think because originally my plan was I'd probably do like 250 of the green, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then, let's say they sell out, I come back and maybe order like 100 of like the purple mask. Or I'd order 250 of the green and then order like another 100 or maybe 50. Like 50 of the purple.
Is there a minimum that they want for each run?
No, they want you to order like 500.
But like want you to order 5 million for that matter, right?
Yeah, but that's what they want you to do. They want you to order at least 500 units. Like my original plan was to order 100, but the guy looked at me like 100, like I was insane.
I'm not going to get out of less than 500 figures, yeah.
Because at 100, like even if I sell these for $100 a piece, right?
Mm-hmm.
$100 a piece wouldn't even pay for the mold itself. And that's before taxes and all that stuff, right? So
Yes.
let's say I earn every red cent on that $100 per at $100. I mean, that would barely cover the mold itself, right? So there's like no profit to be made. So that's why I'm like, I have to go for 250. But
Okay.
I don't want to order too much. I don't want to order 1,000 of these because what happens if they don't sell, right?
Yeah, or take a while, then you have to store them somewhere. And
So I think 250 is a good amount. I think 250 will sell, and I could always go back and order another set if, once we sell out or if we sell out, etcetera.
are the molds good for? I don't want to say ever, but do they ever break or have to make a new one or anything like that, or can they keep making
I mean,
anything like that? Do they use up at all? I don't even know what the process is.
they told me that I could come back and order them as many times as I want.
Okay,
So
you just
I
had to make
hope,
the mold once.
yeah. So they told me that I could order as many times as I want on it. So
Okay,
I'm hoping that's true. Now, if I want to change factories or something, I'm hoping that I can reach out to me like, hey, I want the mold cavity. I want the mold cavities. Mail that stuff to my house, and I'm hoping that they'll do that because, like I said, I don't want them to keep that stuff if I paid that amount of
you
money
paid
for
for
that
them.
stuff.
Yeah, they're yours, aren't they? Yeah, if you paid for them, I would hope
But
so.
every time I look at this is such a good thing, man. I like this a lot.
Yeah, and the twisting action. Maybe initially, I think I don't want to say you were angry or surprised or whatever, but that's a selling point. I don't even think that modern Mattel LJNs twist that well. Doesn't have that feel. Like Latuni is probably the best feeling of the modern ones, and you guys could give Latuni a run for its money. Well, this Danhausen moves pretty decent, but it feels weird. I don't know what the move. BRGs aren't bad. I do like them for the most part, but it's not. They don't feel quite as good as the Latuni rubber.
Yeah. Hey, Strange, what's going on, man? You charge $100 for the autograph in 5 years.
Yeah, sign a few and keep
Yeah,
them back and for a little bit, and then you once you get big, they'll be like, "Oh, Series One MRWs aren't available anymore. You got to go to eBay." And oh, look, signed, extra
yeah.
money.
I'm hoping. I mean, I will. I if I can't sell. I mean, my goal is to put my figures up on YouTube. Let people know, hey, uh, you can come to YouTube. Let me reach out to me. Hey, I need these, or put them on Facebook. Hey, I'm selling mine on Facebook. Obviously, I'm trying to start. I haven't done so yet. That's what told me back. I haven't created an LLC yet. I haven't created a
Oh, that's
actual website yet. Before these are ever released, LLC will be created, a website will be created. So all of that will be legitimized. The brand will be legitimized. All of that will be taken care of. So
yeah,
um
because people want to go to website to buy them. Probably that
because I mean the
if it's a company, right now, if you're
yeah,
just a custom, I'll buy it from Etsy or maybe I'll do friends and family or whatever they call it
yeah.
through
Because
Facebook and PayPal.
the original thing I was thinking about was, just kind of going on Facebook. Hey, I have a product. This is what I'm selling. Here's videos of the item. Here's pictures. Bam, bam, bam. I've been talking about it on my YouTube forever.
Yep.
Uh, this is the company, everything. Here's pictures of the posters, everything, yada yada yada. Um, here's my PayPal email or whatever you might my PayPal to pay me, and make sure you include your name, address, yada yada, so I know where to send this stuff to. And but maybe people won't be comfortable that way. So
Yeah,
if,
you'll
if
get
they're
some
not,
people, but a lot of people will be like, "Oh, it's a scam" or whatever,
yeah.
right?
So
Yeah.
if they're not comfortable that way, then I will that way to make stuff more safer for people. I will have a actual website that people could go on purchase. Plus, this might be I didn't wanna do it, but I feel like this might be the only time where I'm gonna have to do everything where I'm personally financing the entire project.
Mm.
I think by time the 2nd and 3rd figures,
They'll be
future
self-financed.
figures come out, I'm probably gonna have to do pre-orders because this was, like I said, an extremely expensive
Well,
process, and for me to try and do this continuously with each and every individual one, I may not be able to continue to do that. Um, but
Power
one
Town and
thing,
Rush hasn't ruined pre-orders. They still work, but probably initially as a new company, you want to have figure in hand first,
yeah,
like you're trying to do. Then they're like,
yeah,
"Oh, okay, Maniac Riot is a legitimate company. They make figures. Okay, now I'll feel comfortable
yeah.
pre-order."
But once I have the actual, packages in hand,
Yeah.
and I can start putting them up for order. That way, when people purchase them, they know that they're in hand, ready to ship immediately.
Yeah, pre-orders can work eventually. And I mean, yeah, we don't like pre-orders, but really it's because I think I wouldn't mind pre-ordering if I know I'm going to get it next month or whatever. But
Yeah,
sometimes you pre-order these and you'll get them 6 months, 8 months later, right? And you forgot about them. That I mean, it is what it is. You know, with some of these lines, you have to pre-order them or else you won't get them, like the BRGs, or you have to pay double. But at the same time, you're kind of like, yeah, I'll pre-order if it comes next month. Some of them are that way, but a lot of them are months away, and you're kind of like, well, to guarantee I get it, I'll pre-order it. And it's fun. You know, I get the rush of, oh, I bought something. But then it quickly fades and it goes as an entry on my spreadsheet. I'm like, well, I hope I see you in the next year because I pre-ordered you. Some people are better than others that are faster delivering. And like some of these title run toys I pre-ordered. I think they're still talking first and second quarter, but that could still be. Well, actually, next month will be the end of the first quarter, so maybe we'll get a few of them that I pre-ordered. But I think I pre-ordered them in the fall, so it's still a long tail. But it is what it is. That is still a legitimate business way of other figures doing business. You wouldn't be the only one. But I mean, who knows? If you sell enough figures, you could have it self-financing eventually. You don't put the money back in the company. Then pretty soon you could have a 12 days of bum or something and have make all those variants he has.
so I like this one right here from Galena. A signed army mat with 85
Oh,
grade will be $5,000.
wouldn't that be
I
nice?
like that. I'm telling you, man, if I had the army version of myself, it's just basically a Series 1 LJN of Hulk Hogan. The exact, Hulk Hogan fighting pose, right?
But with army.
But it's gonna be, me, my head, right? With full army uniform on. But for whatever reason, customizers just aren't able to build on an army uniform onto that body.
Isn't that weird?
And I'm telling you, with the right design, with that army uniform on that figure, that would be the most incredible design. Fighting pose would be perfect. What I'm also finding out is
It's so weird that they won't make.
you can't put US Army on there. You can't have, your actual unit patch. You can't have unit insignia, stuff like that.
Yeah,
So, if I create the figure, it's gonna have to say instead of US Army, probably just Army.
right.
Instead of my actual, unit patches, deployment patches, stuff like that, I'm probably just gonna have on there, let's say, instead of deployment patch, maybe I'll have, like, MRW, as, like, my deployed patch. Um,
Which would be
instead of,
great because
like
that's the line. That'd be perfect. Yeah.
yeah, instead of, like, my, unit patch on this side, maybe I'll have, like, I don't know, what could I have on here?
Something.
Um,
Do you have anything else like an MRW or if you could come up with like like Latuni's doing with the bring home all the action. If you could come up with like a slogan or something and put that there or something, I don't know.
well, I mean, I think it's
Can you get
because,
away with bring home all the action?
because,
Now
like,
I think about it,
I
that's
I
pretty
think I
close,
think
isn't
because,
it?
like, BDA is kinda like, a
A slogan or a saying or
co-owner of sorts
put
of
BBA
the
on there.
company. Maybe
Hmm.
I could put, like, put, like, BBA's stamp on there or something,
Hmm.
as, like, kinda like a s that would be something.
And so if you think
Uh,
about it, I don't know if how many random people buy it, but as a kid, how many random army guys did you play with? Right, and they weren't all wrestling figures or even GI Joes, but there was tons of different army based wacky things. I remember the little green army men. You had
yeah,
GI Joes. There were army ants. There was just a ton of. You would just get it from your parents or grandparents, or you'd ask for them. You just get random army things. You look and
yeah,
see, oh, there's a new figure, and it was an army dude, so you'd buy it because it was an army dude. So that would sell. And you're right. It probably as a kid, I never really noticed other than maybe GI Joe. Most of those random things never had U.S. Army on them. Probably now that I think about it,
yeah,
but everybody knew. I didn't think of it, as an American, I wasn't sitting there playing around like, oh, look, I've got the Chinese army guy, right? Or the Russian army guy. No, you knew it was a U.S. Army guy, whether it said U.S.
yeah,
Army or not, you knew what you're playing with.
yeah.
Plausible
So
deniability.
Mustard, haven't really looked into a lot of local events or anything like that, but, I mean,
Trade
once these
shows.
figures start coming in, I really have to pay more close attention to that stuff. In fact, I think I'm gonna have to start traveling. A lot of
Yeah.
these lot of these
Mm.
shows are like Maryland toy shows. What are they called? New York Comic Con,
You
stuff like
just
that.
wasn't there just one this weekend you're coming up or something you talked about at the opening, right?
Well, I know
Didn't
there's something. There's actually something local, like not local, but like Ohio. I think it's having some kind of
okay, that
toy show
wouldn't be
or
too
something.
so that wouldn't be too far. Yeah, and see that's where I'm
So,
lazy and I'm like, I don't know if I'd want to travel.
but like I wouldn't be going to that stuff now. But eventually, when I start having this stuff in hand, I'm gonna have to start traveling. I'm gonna have to start
Yeah.
doing some stuff because
And have a
I
booth.
need to get this stuff out there because internet is fine, but to have that stuff physically in hand for people to actually look at, it's a whole different story, right? So, and
Yeah,
I
yeah.
want the stuff to be, I want it to be out there for people to see and have physically hold in their hands, take
Hmm.
pictures, to have them post it. It's one thing for me to post it all day long, but for other people to put it out there, that'll be something different.
No, yeah,
So
you're right because I see a collect major all the time. They kind of passively aggressive. They're like, oh, people are starting to get the whatever figure. Take pictures and post them because they know the effect it has on it. And I didn't really think anything of it. I think one time AJ asked me about. I think it was the white um, shoulder pad animal,
yeah,
Everest. And he's like, cool, could you take a picture and share it? I'm like, I never even thought about taking pictures. Like, I want to support him, but I'm just lazy and I don't really care about people seeing my collection. So I staged a picture for him. And I think it turned out pretty well, but I'm like, yeah, that makes sense. It helps push the figure, right? You need pictures out there, especially if customers doing it and saying, oh, look, this looks cool. And I'm like, oh, yeah. That's something that a lot of the people, they learned it. I mean, it's not like they were born knowing that, but as I'm not in the business of selling these figures. I didn't really think about, oh yeah, how important that is to get your figure out there, and that your customers are doing it for you. That's probably business
totally.
101. Yeah, so that'll probably be the part to travel. I'm kind of lazy that it would be good though, and maybe you'd have fun going to some of those toy fairs. You could also be a customer. I know I was watching something on Jim Cornette's. He's got quite a collection of memorabilia. That's what I kind of like. So I give Mark Cardona and the Collect Manager guys crap, but they actually collect this stuff too, right? They're not just
Yeah.
pushing product. They are figure collectors. There's a lot of wacky stuff, and he's not just doing it for the videos. Even Kyle Peterson, right? You can tell he's a collector, even though he's making videos off of it. Well, in fact, he still has a day job, so I know yeah, some of his videos are probably nicer than they need to be, but he's an actual collector, so I give him credit for that. Cornette's also the same guy. He's got a lot of memorabilia. He doesn't really collect figures per se, but there was something on. They were showing his collection of. I think he has a lot of old newspaper, magazine, T-shirts, those kind of things. So he's definitely a wrestling fan and historian. But he talked about he will go to some of those things, those toy fairs and conventions and stuff, and he would spend the money that he earned there on other booths and stuff. So he'd want to make sure he'd go before or after. I could see you doing something like that too. Like you're at the toy fair, so not only do you want to have your booth, but you want to check out all the other figures and toys and stuff like that while you're there. You're like, well, and you're not just checking out the competition, but as a collector, you're like, oh, let's look. Maybe you'll see AJ at one of those. You're like, let's stop by the Toonie booth and say hi, and
Yeah.
that could be kind of
So
fun.
I think somebody was talking about magazines earlier, so I'm trying to
Yeah,
scroll through and find
yeah.
that message.
They
And I
sent
came
kind of
across this
paper route.
message right here. So Mustard, I actually missed this message from you earlier. Yeah, you were asking about breaking even on the initial run, how many figures I needed to sell.
Oh, yeah.
Right now, I'm still trying to figure that out because I don't have a price on what it's going to cost to purchase this initial run of figures. So right now, all I have
My
is what
booth.
I paid for the original mold. So the original mold, mold cavity, whatever you want to call it, was 6 grand. So
Yeah.
that's the only price that I have for that I paid.
I'm gonna dig
I'm
into
going
those.
to I'm going to buy 250 figures. Now that's 250 actual toys. I'm also buying, but it's also going to include packaging. It's also going to include posters.
Yeah.
So packaging that's card backs, that's bubbles, that's posters. All what is all that? What does all that cost together?
Hmm.
Let's say let's say $20 for everything. I don't know what it's going to cost. I'm just throwing out a number. So let's say $20 times 100. Let's say that's $2,000. So 200. Let's say two. Let's say I buy 200. So let's say that's $4,000. So let's say I buy 200. That's $4,000. So let's say it's $10,000 all in, and I'm selling them for $100. Again, just throw out a number because $100 is what my mind is set on.
Hmm.
So if I sell them for $100 a piece. I buy 200. That's $20,000. I paid 10,000. That's $10,000 profit for me. So that means at $10,000 profit, I can take $6,000 and I can invest that into buying the mold for the second figure.
Right. Self-financing.
Now that leaves me $4,000 left over. I could take that $4,000 and have that left over for, to put into, the cost of buying the next 200 figures. And then I only have to put in X amount of money of my own money for the cost of, 200 figures or what have you. But I'm not buying 200 figures. I'm buying 250. So the cost is not going to be 10,000. It's going to be a lot higher. But
By
what?
self-financing, then you can stay away from pre-ordering still if you can buy the
Yeah.
figures up front.
But also think that that didn't even include shipping from China to me. What's shipping going to
Oh,
cost?
yeah. What does that cost? Yeah.
That might be
Ooh.
$2,000, $3,000. Let's say $2,000. So suddenly that $10,000 profit is more like 8,000. Plus, what happens if I can't sell them for $100? What happens if I have to
Or
drop
take
the
them out.
price to $75?
Or you have to
What
have a
if I,
sale. Yeah.
Latuni and Big Rubber Guys, they charge 50. What if I have to drop the price from $100 to $50? So that's what my concern is. So right now, it's so hard for me to give an estimate of what the profit margin is, or if I'm going to take a loss, if I'm going to.
Oh, we reset. That was a
Am I
reset.
good?
Yeah, you're back. It's just so funny. About an
Yeah.
hour 50 minutes in, it seems like that's just such a random.
Yeah.
Like, why hour 50? I don't know.
Yeah. Yeah.
But some of those costs are one time. Like, you have to pay someone to help you design the card back or the poster, and then some of them are per unit.
Yeah.
Every unit, what's the actual cost of the material once you have it designed, and then shipping. I wonder, do you pay more or less if you ship more at a time? Like, you have to pay for a spot on a boat probably because you're not going to be ringside and flying in.
Yeah.
So do you? At least that's what I've heard. I've heard that's why sometimes you pay more for the early releases at ringside because they'll fly them over instead of ship boat them. I'm like, well, okay, maybe that makes sense. But sometimes ringside prices are just all over the place. But so is it better? Like you said, you want to buy 250, but what if you're already paying for a spot on the boat? So shipping another 50 is a marginal, small. Like, you can torture yourself with the numbers. Like, if they say, well, 250 costs $2,000 to ship, but 300 costs $2,000 and $5 whatever to ship. It's like, well, okay, I might as well order another 50. But then you have to pay the factory to make the 50, and you have to pay
Yep.
for, it's a never sliding window. Yeah.
So
And then when you
I'll,
have all these plans, and like you said, let's say you sell them at $100, and then you find out nobody wants them at $100 other than some of your loyal followers. Well, or at least you can't sell 250 for that way. I mean, like, even AJ, he had a bunch of sales. Now, admittedly, that just made me buy a second one. I'd already bought some of the first ones. But even the Big Rubber Guys, they'll have sales periodically from their stuff that's still on their website, right? They're like, oh, and they had some good stuff on their website that hadn't sold out. Like, I think they had even like a belted Ric Flair, one of the not all the variants, but really the best one you want, the one that comes with the belt. I think they had a Macho Man for the longest time. He might even still be available. I think they still have like the Powers of Pain, at least one or both of them on there. I think Legion of Doom at one point they still, or no, the Road Warriors, on their website. So I always felt bad when I see people scalping them on Facebook or eBay, and I'm like, you can go buy that figure from their website still for sticker. Don't pay $100 for a $50 figure, guys. Look a little bit, but even they have to have sales periodically. And so will that cut into your $100 now? You had to sell it for $80 or whatever, but that's where, running a business is tough, isn't it? I can help you do the math, but that math moves around a bit.
and
Think about.
if once I create the website,
What do they charge?
let's
Do they take a cut?
hundred
Is it?
dollars, $100. Let's say they buy for the website, $100. After taxes, fees, whatever. Let's say earnings off of that is, let's say, $85 or $90. So that's profits coming out, right? So,
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I don't know.
Yeah, is there an upfront cost of the website and then a per unit you sell through the website? Like, if you go with a Shopify, or because you probably go with a place, if not Shopify, something like that, that'll help set you up for you, and they'll do the shopping cart and the checkouts for you, so you don't have to worry about setting that up. They want a cut probably of every sale. What is that? What is that? Is that similar to eBay? Is it more or less? Or?
So when I was talking to the representative from the family, and they want a royalty, right?
Yeah, yeah, of
Percentage,
course.
10%, and I'm like, okay, 10% ain't bad. But then I
Okay.
start thinking about the prices, and then, of course, we're talking about the prices right now, and I'm like, "Oh,
10
man,"
bucks.
as we're talking about more and more of the prices, I'm like, "Oh, man," I kinda feel like even if I order more, 500 units, 1,000 units, at 10%, maybe that's too much. Maybe even at 5% of royalties, maybe that's too much. Maybe that's really gonna cut into it. Even at 1,000 figures and they all sell out immediately, maybe, that's I gotta go even higher. Maybe I gotta order, like, 2,000 units to really make some money, because I really want to earn a substantial profit, because I want these profits to earn me enough money where I can use all of it
Yeah,
to
to
invest in the 2nd figure, in the
buy the
3rd
next
figure,
line, buy the
so I
next.
don't have to use my own money anymore to pay into the next figure, into that. I want to use the funds to go into this business to make these figures.
Well, that
Uh,
10%, basically 10 bucks of every 100 then. Every
yeah,
$100 figure you sell, the family gets 10 bucks. Can you
and,
still earn enough
theoretically,
money?
you wanna do well
But
enough
that
to make
figure
a
is
living,
more well
right?
known, so you might sell more of that figure.
Yeah,
So you don't mind paying $10 a figure if that means you sell twice as many figures as,
absolutely. I mean,
BBA. No offense to BBA.
that was the thought process.
Yeah, I
So,
mean, and they know it, and they deserve it. Their family, um,
absolutely. So that I mean, that's what my thinking
and it could
is.
help your
But,
line having a legitimate. This was an actual
of
wrestler.
course.
Yeah, but how do you quantify that? Yeah, I don't know. Another tough question. Kind of neat seeing you going through this. Like I said, I'm too lazy, and fortunately for me, I've saved enough money that I think I'll probably be okay. So that feeds into my laziness that I can just be like on the collecting side of things. Even the collecting side of things sometimes gives me agita. Like I look at my pre-order list, I'm like, I gotta find room for this stuff. That means I gotta clear out my other stuff. I don't want to do that. I'm lazy. Um, but like starting a business, yeah, you can see why it really takes some special people, and you see why, like in America, a lot of times, admittedly, small businesses we don't help out as much, but at least we give what do you say? I'm trying to think of the word, but you can kind of tell with our more capitalistic approach to things that we try to be more business focused. Sometimes to our detriment. Sometimes that means you have your Ruby Tuesdays getting away with firing people on this Christmas. We could probably circumvent that if we had better safety nets in America. But really, small businesses though we kind of screw because you have all of the paperwork and stuff of a big business, but you can't afford to have a team of lawyers and accountants to all the tax laws and stuff are written for big businesses. Of course, that's because they give all the money to the politicians too, right? What can you do? But no, that's pretty cool. BBA, you've got prototypes in hand. So do you have an idea of are you that close to starting to actual make figures with the BBA after
What?
Chinese New Year, of course?
Yeah.
I didn't realize how long that was that they celebrate.
So
How close are we?
they, I don't know if you were watching Wednesday. Once
Hmm.
they get back to the factory, they are going to change this. So
Okay,
they said that this was 75% flexibility.
you're gonna
So they're
triple
going to
double.
alter this to about 85%
Okay,
and see if they can make this just a little bit harder,
okay.
because that might be a little bit too flexible.
You want it to be flexible, maybe, but a little stronger. And then they're going to ship you another prototype, so it's going to delay things a little.
Yeah. So I mean, when they ship this out on a Friday, and I got it on a Monday.
Yeah, that was
So
quick.
the
That was not a
UPS
boat.
system, they got
They flew it to you. That was not a
yeah,
boat, was it?
yeah. So I got here super quick. And once I give them, once I say, yeah, it's good, we could start production immediately. It shouldn't take too long. And I just don't know what kind of filler that they're gonna put inside of this.
Did they say, or did they give you suggestions, or did they ask you what you wanted in there? Or
No, I mean they just said that they're gonna have to find something, but
we got a deal on
I mean, you
asbestos. That
saw what
still,
they put in that stupid Logan Paul figure. They just had some kind of like dildo looking thing that they
it
stuck
was.
out of it. But
It definitely was. Yeah, but to be fair, as we said, that's fitting for that figure. But there's a reason why he's such a great heel. He's not acting.
and I think I broke this now because
Uh oh.
it used to be partially glued on this side, and how I ripped it off.
Is it not sticking back in?
I don't know, I mean, it used to be, like, glued, like, right on this
Oh,
side,
it was glued. Okay, but now,
and then, like, this part used to be, like, just enough open where you could, like, kinda lift it up just enough,
yeah.
and now this side, which was glued, is, it's
Oh yeah, you can kind of see some of the residue. Matt's playing and breaking his toys already. Of course, the final figure won't be like that. It'll be like, do they just glue that together then? I didn't even think about how these are probably multiple pieces, aren't they?
Yeah, I mean,
Of course, I've never tried to pull them apart.
I can understand this why they kind of had to do this right here because when you look at the actual creation of the t-shirt,
Mm-hmm.
the way that
Kind of comes out
the
a
way you
little.
kind of get underneath the shirt, I mean the ruffles and everything. I mean this is so good. I mean even on the arm of the t-shirt, you could kind of like feel
Mm-hmm.
underneath the t-shirts of the arm and everything. So this is really good. Like they really did an awesome job with this
The
with the
little,
hair and everything. So
the little details,
yeah, this is so awesome.
and that's
The
just a
fan
shirt,
when they get this figure, they're really gonna love this.
and that's just details on the shirt. I mean, you could overlook those very easily, right, to save money. But
Plus, I love the fact that they still have like the letter, you know, risen on the shirt where you can actually feel the detail.
yeah,
So
not just when it's painted and
you know,
see it, you
the
can feel
mask, everything,
the
incredible.
tassels, whatever, on the back of the mask. Yeah, and that's a good idea with the different mask colors, so you can make some more. Hopefully, BBA sells pretty well.
Yeah.
That making round two, round three, and like I am excited. I know she's just got so many bum variants that it'd be neat if they let you do like, okay, I want 200 bums, but make like 50 of each of these four different kinds, and if it was a similar price. And then you could do like a random, like, oh, I just want a random bum, or maybe I want all four bums, or you know. Of course, you stick bum on the other figures, he could probably come up with some variants for some of the other lines too.
Well, the one thing I want to make is I want to make a Bum Shadows referee, but looking at
Uh,
the designs, like he's got one where he's in the jacket and the blue jeans. That's the one that or the sweater and the blue jeans, whatever it is. But looking at that, I can't turn that into a referee because it's a different look. So I wanted if that was the same mold, that'd be fine. You know, we could do the referee and then we can make the regular Bum Shadows
did he?
the
Did,
what's that?
did he actually have a variant referee? I don't remember him having one. Did he? He hasn't done.
Yeah, he
Did
made
he
a
do one for
referee
the?
version.
I remember all the different holiday ones. I just don't remember the referee one. That's funny.
He's got like 25,000
Oh
of
my
them. So
god, yeah, he
I think
does.
I had all of them.
I still just couldn't get over it because every time he was like, "Oh, here's the Halloweeny one, and here's the Easter one, and Christmas," and I'm like, "Yeah." So I remember all the holiday ones, but I don't remember the referee.
There's
For some
as far
reason,
as Christmas, and I'm probably gonna jump off it a little bit. I was supposed to get up like half an hour ago. I just kept talking.
yeah, we blew past it.
There's this I don't know some kind of like I guess fat pill or powder or something, and they had Santa Claus on there, but it was like a really ripped Santa Claus, and I'm like,
That's kind of weird.
man, I'm gonna take this Santa Claus. I'm gonna save this picture. Um, but like I said, the Santa Claus had like this big old six pack and everything. I'm like, I want to post this damn picture of this Santa Claus, and I'm gonna put up on my pic on my community note. How do you guys feel about me creating this Santa Claus as an
Rip Santa,
LJN?
rip Santa
I'm
Claus.
like
In.
Santa Claus with a damn six pack. No man, that damn guy ain't got no damn six pack. That motherfucker's got a
Like an
excuse
eight
my
pack.
language. I know what's her face earlier didn't like my cursing.
You're gonna make
This
a
guy's
tat.
got a darn has a darn nine pack over here, man.
Um, did Hogan ever play Santa Claus in a movie?
Hulk Hogan.
He did he? Or maybe I'm thinking of Arnold Schwarzenegger's
I
Angry
don't
Wire.
know about Hogan. I mean, I remember Goldberg, of course.
Oh, did he? Okay, I'm thinking of something
I
like
think
that.
Goldberg was in there, and I probably, well, I think, well, yeah, he Arnold Schwarzenegger wasn't it? Was Jingle All the Way?
Yeah, he wasn't. He might have had a Santa-like character, but yeah, I was trying to think of somebody like that that could portray your Santa, your ripped Santa.
No, hold on, Goldberg.
What movie was he?
Goldberg was also in the Santa's Sleigh movie.
I don't know if I saw that one. So one of those figures, maybe with the 9 pack, the 10 pack. The can you get a 9 pack? I guess. Yeah. Does it have to be
Impact.
multiple? Does it have to be multiple two? I don't know because there's the two muscles.
I don't know. I'm thinking
But
just like
definitely
one
ripped.
straight shot right up here. It's just connected. It's not separate. Just one shot like right up there.
And
Got
that's
him. It's eight individuals and then just one shot. Just bam.
those are so hard to get too. Maybe you have a genetic thing because you know you can be super fit, but you have to You typically don't show stomach muscles unless you're also like watching your salt intake and only drinking water, and like it's even being fit. You don't necessarily have a six pack, but maybe if you're an Olympic athlete, maybe I don't know. Some of those the Olympics are going on right now, so you think about some of those people.
Mm. But I'm going to answer this one last question, and
You
then
know it?
I'm going to cash it in for the day. So Galena asked, do I have a copy? I do not just yet, but I am
Right.
working on trying to get the company set up, LLC and all that, and hopefully get the stuff copyrighted and everything, so that no one else
Mhm.
can take the name. But other than that, I think that's gonna cash it in for the day. 2+ hours for the live stream, a
Very
lot
good.
longer than I originally planned, but it was a good one. This was
Mhm.
I think today was a necessary live stream because we haven't been fulfilling our Saturday live stream, and
Yeah, I kind of forgot about it.
this was kind of a necessary one.
That was good. I think we mostly only talked about wrestling figures, but that
Oh
works.
yeah,
Got
yeah,
some good stuff. Covered some good ground.
absolutely. Shoot, man, like everybody was coming out with a lot of new releases today, so I think it was necessary to talk about today.
Yeah, well, and I think that toy thing is going on this weekend, or was it last weekend, or recently? So yeah, now's the time. So I have to look that up. You said collect major and maybe see if the Series 3 and 4 of the LJNs. I think they've announced a few Series 3, but I know Series 2's. I still can't believe that Series 2's in some stores already. It feels like, I don't know. It was just for sale like a couple weeks ago, right? I didn't think they were going to come out that soon. But why don't they make more? Is Mattel not going to make any more Series 1s? I haven't seen them on the website in forever on Target.com.
I haven't been looking. I
They
mean,
sold
one,
out. I mean, make some more. You're going to sell them too, right? What do you not like money,
yeah.
Mattel? As far as I know, you guys like money, right? What the-
Once I got all mine, I stopped looking for Series One
Right.
stuff.
Yeah. But they haven't been that available. I keep looking because I would like a better blue backed John Cena. I do have a blue one, but it was a little damaged. I'm like, well, I kind of want to open this one and maybe get a better one to keep in it. So that's about it. So I'll check periodically, and none of them have been available. I think some random day this week or last there was like Hogan was available for a minute or two. I didn't need any more Hogans, and it disappeared. That's all I've seen. I haven't even seen like Logan Paul available in a while. Almost like they've stopped making them. Dusty, it's been a while too.
Nice.
Well, so hopefully Series 3 they don't release in the middle of the night again. They probably will. That means I'm gonna have to stay up late or wake up early when Series 3 comes out to be ready. I think it was like 2 in the morning Central, because like a lot of people suspected maybe they on purpose or accidentally released it at midnight Pacific time or something. I'm like that. Isn't that stupid? Like, why would you do
Hmm.
that? Why would you do that? I don't know if they did that officially. I haven't read any news. If anybody was following it that closely, like I said, it was one of those middle of the night. I just happened to wake up. It was like 2:30, 2:45 in the morning. Hit the restroom, got something to drink, and then I'm just for some reason I'm like, well, let's just in case. Let me check the Target website, or I think Facebook. Somebody said they're available on Target.com. I'm like, what? No way. Why? And lo and behold, I went out there and they're available. I'm like, well, that's really weird.
Right on.
Just dumb luck. But that means I'm gonna have to take Friday off next time they do this and stay up all night and drink coffee until they're available. Like
Right on.
at that point, I might stop caring about collecting these things. I don't know. Anyway,
With all the darn variants, I mean, shoot, you need like 6 darn variants for like each darn character. I'm like, I
I'm
thought I
definitely
just needed one figure for one. I'm like, okay, 4 figures, $100, I'm good. Nope, you need to get like $400 for each character. And I'm like,
you got to
Jesus
get
Christ.
every tan, every shade of the back card back and the person. I haven't done that. In fact, I haven't looked real close at my Hogans to see how different they are. I'm like, no, I'm not getting to that. I even feel stupid getting 3, one to open, one black card, one blue card. I even feel dumb about that. I'm like, do I really need a min on card? They're so cheap is why. Like if they were
Yeah.
50 or $100, I might not. But at $25, I'm like, I can buy like 2 for the price of one. It feels like so buying 3 is not that big a deal. But now I'm worried
Right.
about space. Where do I put all this stuff?
Ultimate
It,
Warrior really is the only one I really care about getting all of them. King Kong Bundy, because it's just like another reprint, just like Warrior, but Warrior
it
is
is.
actually important. Bundy, I'm like, I mean, I want it, obviously. The other two, I actually Jesse Ventura. I hate the pose, but he looks fantastic. I like that one. So
Yeah,
I want Bundy and or excuse me, I want Warrior and I want the Ventura one. The other two,
it is
yeah,
interesting. They kept the same pose, but they did make him look better. Like his outfit and stuff looks a little better, but it's the same pose, which is kind of fun. But they went into because I think that pose was still he was kind of a wrestler pose, right? So
mhm,
he was. I don't think he wore a top. He wasn't yet into his commentating announcing only days, and so now they've kind of leaned into that as the commentator announcer. and put a suit on them and stuff.
Right.
But anyway, we'll see. We'll see whenever I get those.
Right. All right, guys. So yeah, pretty much.
I'm out of booze, so it's time to go.
All right, so I just want to thank everybody for tuning in today's live stream and for all the comments. You guys always make these live streams so special. Um, Bum Shadows. I was about to say Bum Shadows and I would be back on Monday, but he and I have not done a Monday live stream together in like 4 months.
Are you gonna do one on Monday though?
Yeah, we'll be back on Monday.
Me and you, or you and Bum?
Yeah, no, you and I.
Okay, I didn't know if Bum was available.
I'm just used to saying Bum Shadows and I on Monday, and like I said, he and I haven't done one in like forever.
Those are pretty good though. If like one of these Mondays or another day, maybe if he's available, I don't mind.
Yep. Oh, I got one right here. So,
last minute.
Christian says, "I'm going to join the military."
There you go.
Man. Hey, Christian, if you are back in the live stream on Monday, try and ask me some questions. I don't know much about the Navy. I was in the Army, but I definitely could give you some tips. We could talk more about it, man. Congratulations, bud. I'm really proud of you, man. That's a huge step, buddy.
Yeah. The Navy. That'd be kind of interesting.
Yeah, congratulations, man. Definitely. Hey, Galena.
Of course, the Navy, you're not guaranteed to just be on a sub, right? There's all kinds of jobs and roles the Navy has too, right?
Oh, absolutely.
They even have their own Air Force. Not the Air Force, but their own Air Force, right?
They do.
That gets confusing. I'm like, shouldn't the Air Force be the one flying planes? It's like, no, everybody flies planes. Like, so what does the Air Force do? I don't understand it, but I'm not in the military, never have been. But it's just like, everybody has planes. Shouldn't the Air Force be doing that? No, we have Navy pilots. Well, because it really dawned on me because some of the first astronauts were Navy pilots. And I'm like, what? But aren't the Navy people the boats? No, we pilots too. I'm like, oh, okay, whatever. As long as you guys keep it straight when you're, in theater and at war. Kind of interesting. Yeah. You can learn.
I'm probably gonna have me some coffee now.
Oh, nice.
9 o'clock. I'm probably gonna be up for a few more hours. So I figure, might as well get some coffee.
Yeah, I'm bad about that. I probably will too, but I might have some tea or maybe some more scotch. I haven't decided. Something good. Coffee does sound good though.
Well, I thank Fly the L for for joining me for today's live stream, and for all of you for joining me. Until next time, all, thanks and have a great rest of your evening. Take care, everybody.